Biafra will not come in 2023. We will burn down Nigeria and still Biafra will come. Do you understand me? When we say we will burn down Nigeria, some people will shout, oh, go and arrest him. Go and arrest him. These are fools. Complete fools. You think we are scared of saying we are going to burn down Nigeria? Who will burn down Nigeria? You think war is to come and cement your house? You think fighting war for your freedom is to come to your house and cement it, or to go to government houses and put a pillar so that it will not fall? You think fighting for freedom is not about burning down? We're going to burn down Nigeria, and after burning it down, Biafra will still come. So the choice is yours. It is not. I want you to make this video go viral. I am saying it today, the 6th of November 2022. If you do not give Biafra freedom, and if we do not get freedom in 2023, and if we do not fight for the freedom and get it, we are going to burn Nigeria down. And after burning it down, we are still going to get our Biafra. All of them is what we call win-win. It is other. Declare no election, no 2023 general election in Biafra land. This no election in Biafra land has been activated. We are going to make it a task that must be done by every Biafran. All measures will be put in place to make sure the adequate civil disobedience is implemented to stop the election in Biafra land.
Fortunately, we don't reason like that. Anybody thinking that Igbo presidency 2023 will stop us? What we want is Biafra, and what we're going to get is Biafra.
Welcome to Event History on Biafra Global Network. Today, the 8th of November, Tuesday, 8th of November 2022. I want to welcome you all. I can see Gloria Matthias. You are the first to comment today. I want to appreciate you, Gloria Matthias. I think this is the first time I'm seeing your message, or I've seen it once before. So thank you for joining. And I want to thank every one of you who also are here. It's my pleasure to host you today on Event History on this hallowed platform, Biafra Global Network. And as I said, my name is Kelechi Ambrose, and today we're going to be looking at history. Of course, history is very fundamental to what we do. So we cannot ignore history, because anyone who tries to ignore history, or the people who actually despise their history, are fundamentally planning to destroy their now. And that is what it is. So I want to thank you. I want to welcome you. I want to greet you wherever you are, all over the nations of the world watching from. Please, I want you to like this video right now and begin to share on all your social media platforms so that people will begin to come in and join us to actually learn. Today, we're going to be learning, and I want you to take a pen and sheet of paper, because you need to jot some things so that you don't forget them. We're going to be looking critically into the events or the strategies adopted by Usman and Fodio, in which he was able to conquer the Hausa nation or the Hausa kingdom. And of course, when we know the strategies, we can look out on the strategies as being used by the Fulanis today to try to conquer us, because it is always evident. In history, you see the fundamentals. In history, you will see the template. In history, you will see the plan. In history, you will see the program. And so when you begin to see these things manifest in your time, you know that these things have actually happened. And they are actually the templates set in the past to actually be utilized by people in the present to use against you. So definitely we're looking at these histories because they connect to us. If we don't look at these histories, then we are not ready to actually tackle the now and to defeat the enemies. Because when we look at them, humans are somehow predictable, especially when they are on the platter of lies. And Anthony Ezechi, thank you. Good afternoon, brother. Thank you too. I say good afternoon to you wherever you are, and I welcome you also. Please, I want you to like this video because we're going to be talking extensively on matters. Please, as you are watching, just like it also. It's very important that you like the video. When you like the video, it helps it spread. And also, I want you to please subscribe to the channel and then begin to share on all your social media platforms so that people will join this program. We're going to be having, of course, along the line, Maziraf Ajere Chiamaka will be coming online to join me. He's actually busy right now. As soon as he is free, he's going to come into the studios to join. And so please, I want you to quickly do this, quickly like the video, share it on all your social media platforms, let the people begin to come in, and also subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed. Also click the notification button so that anytime I come online, you'll get a notification. Take a pen and paper. We're going to be going to history. We're going to be circumnavigating the issues of history, because when we circumnavigate, we get facts that have actually gone around. It's an odyssey. It's an odyssey. So we go circumnavigating history so that we can get the facts all 360 degrees. So we can get the facts. Ikenna Abalopi, thank you. Good. God bless Biafra. Yes, Ikenna. God bless Biafra. God bless Biafra. And God bless you too for responding. And please, you can send in your messages, and so that we can communicate. It's very good, because that's how I do mine. We interact and we communicate. I communicate with your messages, and at the same time, I communicate with what you have on ground. I want you to please do that quickly. We're going to be looking critically on basic things that concerns us today, and they are very, very important because these things are crucial to our existence. And of course, you must understand something, that without history, we are nowhere. We must understand that history plays a very vital role to the facts. Now, let me tell you, before I go straight to what we have to do today, I'm going to be giving you the news as it is today all over the globe. I'm going to begin with what happened on Saturday in Cameroon. Of course, you all know that Cameroon, basically today, Ambazonians are saying they are leaving Cameroon. And of course, we have the main Cameroon there. And we hear that on Saturday, there was massive celebration in the towns of Cameroon. And what were they celebrating? It will shock you. Anyways, for those people who understand it fundamentally, they were celebrating the president who have ruled for 40 years. 40 years, which is 4 decades. They were celebrating him. And they were celebrating a man who has ruled for 40 years without achievements. They are still poor. They are still, subjugated. They are still down. They are still struggling. They are still out. They are still suffering. For 40 years, one man sat on the throne, and yet they have not been able to get anything, and yet they were celebrating. He is 89 years old now and has been on the throne for 49 years, which, for 40 years, sorry. And which means that he was 49 when he got on the throne. And he used his youthful age to rule the people until he became very old. He was not able to impact the Cameroonians. But yet they came out of the streets. They came out on the streets and were celebrating him. Chris Odenz, greetings to you, my brother and sisters. Biafra is assured. Yes, that is definite. Biafra is assured. So they came out celebrating him in spite of the fact that they, they are not able to. Let me go to Nicholas Uzamaka. All hail Biafra. Thank you, Nicholas, for joining. All hail Biafra. Eva Marks, of course. Greetings to you, Master Kelechi, and greetings to Biafrans and friends of Biafrans. Thank you very much. Mama Gloria, again, you're writing, Matthias, you said, I am always here watching, but didn't comment because you come early. It's 8 a.m. here. Oh, wow. Good to have you joining in at so early in your time. And thank you so much for being here, Mama Gloria Matthias. I think I've seen you comment sometimes anyways. Good greetings, Biafrans. Blessing Chiku. Thank you for joining, every one of you. And we have a news coming from the zoo, today, that they are going to be resuming, the train and rail, rail business, this month. The same train where people were kidnapped on the Abuja Kaduna axis. They want to resume transport on that same rail. When even Abuja, there is threat of terrorist attack. Is it the the train stations or the railways that they are going to secure? They have not been able to secure Abuja. They have not been able to secure the government, also Rock. They have not been able to secure vital places where they have bombed. They have not been able to secure the prisons where they were attacked. They have not been able to secure all of these. They want to resume the rail business again this month so that they will give the terrorists another opportunity to kidnap people. That is what they want to do. It is a business. Now they want to resume it without security, without any caution, without solving the security issues, without solving the security threats against Abuja and the things are in Kaduna and all those places, even on the roads on Kaduna, where of course it's even easier to secure than the train stations or the railways. They have not been able to secure all of that. They want to open the railways again for trains to start moving, flying, taking people to and fro. Because they want to set the stage again for another attack, terrorist attack, so that they will be kidnapped and then ransom again. They are opening the floodgates of hell on the people of the zoo. And the people of the zoo are still there. Kadibia. Kelechi, God is with you all the time. We move. Thank you so much. I say he said to that, and I also say God is with you also. And today we're going to be having our spokesperson coming live. He's going to be having a State of the Nation broadcast, emergency State of the Nation broadcast on the issue of Izombe, the attack on Izombe, and he's going to be talking about it. I don't need to talk about it here since he's going to be making some broadcast on it today, 8 p.m. Biafra and Oduduwa time. He's going to be coming live. So please, I want you people to actually prepare yourself, regarding that, so that when he comes in, you can be part of it. So prepare yourself for it, so that you can, be prepared for all of that, And today in Iran, we hear the news that 227 MPs have decided that they want to actually get the parliament to sign a death sentence for anyone who protests. For the past 8 weeks now, there has been protests against the lady that was killed because she wasn't putting on hijab. And now the 227 MPs have come up to say that they want to establish, they want that the invocation of that death penalty for anybody who protests on such matters that have to do with morality and all of that. This is a template of a thing to come if you allow the Fulanis override your towns and villages. Good afternoon, Brother Kelechi. God is with you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Mrs. Adazayan, thank you for that prayer, and I'm grateful. Thank you for joining also, as usual, from work. You will always join. Edith Ogie, or Ogechi. We have Edith Nedu, we have Edith Ogie. Good morning, my brother. May God Almighty guide and protect our dearly loved ones in that unfruitful country. We will tell our people, please don't fly that railway. Don't fly their trains. Don't fly those trains, because they are another strategy to set you for kidnap, to set you up for kidnap. They are going to open it. We know that people will still get into the trains and start moving. That is how stubborn people are. When the devil blindfolds the people and blocks their heart, they begin to take unnecessary risks. They begin to do unnecessary things. They begin to do things that are not convenient. Even it has been said in the book of Romans chapter 1 verse 28. So it is stated clearly there, because they refused to retain God in their minds. He gave them over to a reprobate mind to do things that are not convenient. And of course, you talk about homosexuality and all of these moral things and all of that. These are facts that come from hardened hearts. When people begin to refuse to identify with their creator and the rules of the creator, they begin to fall into the hands of. So we want to tell you, if you're a Biafran, and of course, if you are not a Biafran, if you are Oduduwa and other nations in the contraption Nigeria, avoid the trains. Even on road, your life is not secure. They can attack and kidnap you, not to talk about you going to join the trains again. They are going to attack you again. They're going to kill many people. They're going to take those ones. They're going to kidnap. They're going to ask for ransom. And it's under plan. So when they open it this month, according to what they have said, don't join them. So thank you, Edith Ogie, for saying that also, that God will protect them, but they have to also be wise and follow with wisdom, because wisdom is profitable to direct. Mrs. Adazan says, the joy of the Lord is your strength. He say to that. Thank you so much, man, for that prayer. Kadibia, they want to use the train to bring terrorists into Abuja to execute their takeover. Pastor Rock. Yes, I think that can also be a plan. You know, they will say they have opened it and then they use it to transport terrorists into them, because it is only them that are coming from Kaduna. They will come into Abuja. They will begin to, from there, they go into other aspects of, you know, the zoo. You know, that is you're correct, Kadibia, you're very, very correct. They will use that to transport them all over. You know, they will move them from Kaduna, from Kaduna, they move them to Abuja. From there, they move to Lagos and connecting all those places, so that they will be able to transport, you know, these evil people, you know, around, you know. So I was talking about what is happening in Iran. That is the template. Those of you who are thinking of one Nigeria, that is the template. You see, 227 MPs are saying that they want death penalty for protest against morality issues. When people come out to protest, why did you kill somebody for, because she didn't put on a hijab? 8 weeks now, you know, they are protesting. They're saying, we are going to punish you by death if you come out to protest on such issues again. Any issue that concerns what is in the Quran and the Sharia, and you protest against it, and the Sharia law that constitutes their constitution, anything time you come to protest in that regard, we are going to kill you. That's what they are saying. And so the truth here is this is what we're telling you. When you allow the Fulanis, when you begin to go for election, when you allow election, you cloud your mind, and because of election, you endorse one Nigeria, you are bringing up that template that is playing in Iran now. Because Iran have said they want to endorse it. Death penalty, 227 MPs are vouching for that, are saying that they want that. You can imagine what kind of system that is. You can imagine the nature of the evil in the hearts of the people. So when you come out to protest for what you think is not right, they tell you they are going to kill you. That is the template that is going to play in the zoo. If you allow them overrun your community, allow them overrun your region, allow them overrun your tribe, allow them overrun your clan, allow them overrun you. By endorsing election, you are allowing them to overrun you, because you will give them the opportunity to flow. Do you think if we had Biafra nation now, or if the people of Kaduna have their own nation, you know, do you think that there will be a train that will connect and carry terrorists into Abuja? Or do you think if they have their nations, Abuja people, the Buaris and the Bagis and all of that have their own nation, do you think they would allow any terrorist inflow, bringing their bikes and all of that into their land? Because at the airport or at the borders, they will stop them. They will attack them and destroy them before they even get into their territory. Because at that time, they would have sovereign control of their territories and their borders. So this is the risk of endorsing election. When you endorse election or you permit election, you are going to allow them overflow and come into your system. And when they come in, of course, how do they come in? Because you are in one contraption. You cannot stop them from coming in, because you have no borders of your own. But when you are a nation of your own, you can stop them, and then you can deal with them the way you can deal with them. So this is what we're saying. So this is what is playing out in Iran. You know that as at now, they have arrested over 14,000 people for protesting, because they are protesting the death of a lady who, because of hijab, she was not putting on hijab. Not this hijab. They put on their hair, the veil, they put on their head. Because the lady was not putting on hijab, she was killed 8 weeks ago. They have been protesting for 8 weeks now. They are now saying that they want to set a law. If you come out to protest on such issues that concerns the Sharia, you're going to be put to death. They are going to kill you. Let me put it the way it is. They're going to kill you. So this is a sign. This is a sign to you in the zoo that if you allow these people go away with election or endorse an election, you are going to set yourself for this kind of laws, because it is the Sharia that will control you. And as soon as that comes, you are automatically under the culture of these people, which we're going to be talking about, along the line of today's study, in the line of looking at Usman and Fodio. We're going to be looking at these facts. I'm going to go to Wikipedia. I'm going to bring out the details so that you can hear it, you can hear for yourself, so that it's not something I'm saying. It's something that is clearly stated. Blessing Chukwu, imagine. Yes, Blessing Chukwu, you can imagine all of that. It's so critical and so annoying. Joseph O says Ajere and Biafra Global Network. You guys are doing well. Yes, so thank you so much, my brother. In fact, Mazi Ajere will be coming on as soon as he's ready. He has the chance to come because he's busy right now. He'll be joining me here to talk about these things. Amaoku, welcome, my comrade Kelechi. Thank you for the good job. You are glad the good job you are doing. Okay, maybe you want to say you are doing. I'm glad to be with you. Thank you so much, Amaoku. Thank you. You're always here. I appreciate you so much for joining. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my brother. Mrs. Adazan says, God is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love for the restoration of Biafra, which you have shewed towards his name, in that you have ministered to the saints and do minister. Hebrews 6:10. He say to that, he say, I receive it. Blessing Chukwu. This is the same mindset of the Fulani terrorist government. Yes, that is the mindset. So that is why we're saying from the things happening all over the world and of these people. Now remember, as I told you the other time, Usman Fodio is the one who began the serious program of conquest and have determined that until the Quran is dipped into the sea, it will not stop. So he began it. And let me tell you something so that you will understand the connection between Usman Fodio and the Arab world. Usman Fodio, according to by history, according to history, is came from the roots of the commander who is called Isaac or something. I've forgotten his name. Ibn something Nafi. That's his name. He's an Arab commander. Now that is the line he came from. Now his father also, of course, it's been confirmed that the Fulanis came from the Arab descent. And they came into the Fulani land, especially the. Let's finish this first before we go into that, because we're going to go into those details. I don't want to start teaching that now until we're through with this. Why are you lying? Fulani are good people. Did I say that all Fulanis are evil? But their leaders are evil, and they have decided to actually carry out evil. And that is why, if they are not calling out their leaders against their evil, then it simply means that every one of them are part of it. Just like when you say the Igbos, when the Igbos refuse to call out evil against any other people, and their leaders are carrying out evil, we term it to be Igbos. It's as simple as that. So when we say Fulanis, those who know themselves know themselves. Those who are, not saying anything against what their leaders are doing or their rulers are doing, or their heads, their emirs and all of that are doing. They refuse to say anything against them about it. They are part of it. They are accomplices. That's what it is. When you refuse to talk against evil, you are part of the evil. So we see that the majority of them are part of the evil. So that is why we call them out, all out. If they don't want to be called out, they should go and tell their leaders to stop this thing they are doing. That's it. It's as simple as that. So you should understand this. Now, of course, let me read from Udo and Biafra to the world. Udo Dirigi, one name, Madu. Thank you so much. I think that's what you're trying to say. I think you have rewritten it now. Udo Dirigi, okay, one name, Madu. Yes, you have corrected it now. So thank you for that. Also, let me read original fresh. Mazi Ogodo Man. Ogodo Man. Greetings from Zoo. Genuine men are with you. Keep on the good work, sir. Thank you so much, Original Fresh. Thank you for that. I'm delighted to know that the original men are with me, and I'm delighted. It gives me a sense of security. Thank you so much, Mr. Adaza. And do 12 states in northern Nigeria not practice strict Islam? They have their own Hisba police in their own Nigeria by Biafran people. Okay, my Biafra people, wake up. That's it. So you can see the template. Of course, you saw what happened to Biafra and so many people that have been killed. So it is just sure that we have to wake up. We have to learn this. So we are bringing this issue of Usman Fodio today so that the people can learn from this. I'm going to be reading out from the script so that you can jot down things. So it will not be that he's the one saying it. I'm going to read out from the stuff, and you're going to go to Wikipedia and follow me as I read it. Although I may not be able to display it because it will not actually show because of the network thing. By the time I try to display template was not showing when I was test running everything. So I'm going to read it here because I printed it out and kept it here. So you can go to Wikipedia and look at the details of Usman Dan Fodio and know for yourself what is happening and what is to come. If you refuse to stand up, if you refuse to wake up, if you refuse to insist on no election and allow yourself to stand for the truth and freedom, the true freedom that will set you on the template of receiving better things for your life and for your life to receive the opportunity and for actual manifestation in this life that you have come. Let me read what Mrs. Adaiza says there. Let me read that. She says something. If the cap fits, let them wear it. Let good Fulanis speak up. That's the truth. Somebody's telling me that all Fulanis are not Fulanis are good people. So if you say you are good people, please come and defend what we are saying and then oppose your people. Tell them they are wrong. Tell them to stop what they are doing. Even if they kill you, it's a sacrifice, and all of that. Maziraf. Okay, Maziraf is here. I can see he is here. Oh my. Yes, I'm going to bring you in, please. Let me just quickly read the details of these people, and then the news, the headline news quickly, and then I'm going to bring you on to so I don't keep you waiting. Of course, I've talked about Paul Biya, the Cameroonian president who is actually being celebrated for 4 years, for 4 decades, 40 years of 40 years of ruling. From the age of 49, he started ruling, and now he's 89. He has ruled for 40 years, yet not achieved anything, but everybody's celebrating him. That is how slavery mentality, that's what happens to us, in that regard. Mazi Raf, you're welcome, sir. In fact, I want to thank you for still giving the time in spite of your tight schedule. You are here. In fact, I was just trying, before we go into the main stuff, I was looking at headline news, and I want you to also to comment on this. You can imagine in Cameroon today, they are celebrating on Saturday. They came all out celebrating 40 years of their president ruling them, because he's not a leader, he's a ruler. He has not achieved anything. Cameroon is still poor. Everything is bad. Everything is terrible. But yet, they came out in the streets celebrating every corner of Cameroon and saying that, wow, they are celebrating. And in fact, the most interesting thing is that the person they were celebrating didn't appear in the celebration. It's so ironical. What do you have to say about that funny? I call it very funny. I call it a funny move.
It is too as black people. We like to, in the beginning, socially be forever and ever. This our black people, adopt to the system of innovation. Some people are afraid because they're afraid to make a step. They just feel, if I take this step, now what will do me? Maybe I will die, or maybe to get work. I want to talk to our black people, our African people. You don't like us using that term black. We're not black actually, but terminology. We the colored people, this challenge of that, and the place you call comfort zone, 24/7. You don't have security. You don't have food, all the basic amenities, and these people that are ruling you, they don't have it, and these things are at their beck and call for every given instance. How can you be celebrating, all these years for over 2 decades? Hey, Chineke, in Uganda, is the same thing. The same thing all over Africa. You have this kind of situation, but in places when the Arab Spring, kicked off, you saw when enough is enough. But even though they did that, all the same, they still bring in people that the West can. Egypt today, the leader of Egypt is still just with the West, so to say. So we decide to be free, and this is revolution imminent. Then we need it if we really must survive. We can't continue to live a life of mediocrity, of patch. Come hang down.
Mazi, you know what? Please, before go on, because the people are not really getting, it's distorted and refreshed, so that you can come back, so that they can get you very well. It's actually not really coming out strong. Yes, so we can have you clear, because we want to hear you very, very clear. He's going to return in the next 1 minute, in less than 1 minute from now. So get ready to hear what he's going to say. You can imagine the level of stupidity. I call it stupidity. Well, anyways, we don't blame them, because the slavery thing has battered, so much, really destroyed the minds of the people. Please, you can continue from there on your submission.
I hope it's now. I just wish it's better.
Very well, well, very loud and clear.
So, like I'm saying, this problem, and it is in the Western language, it's called Stockholm syndrome. Sometimes we're afraid of our Savior and we embrace our torment. That's why you hear things that they don't know. It's better angel you don't know. So they prefer to stick devil they know. The devil can never go. There's nothing good about devil. In Africa, especially in the zoo, the next government is always worse than the just one. There's no situation whereby we had the next presidency or the next leadership was better.
Mazi, talking about the government. Mazi, talk about the government. Now, I want to bring your mind to one of the news, on the news in the world news today. In Iran today, we have the news that the 227 MPs have decided that they are going to endorse, they want to endorse it, that anybody who comes to protest, like the lady that was killed 8 weeks ago, who actually, because of the hijab, and she was not putting on hijab, she's about 21 or 22, I can't remember the age now, and she was actually beaten by the morality police to death. And then people started protesting for 8 weeks now. And now 227 MPs are coming out to say that they want to kill anybody who comes out to protest. Anytime it has to do with the Sharia law, if you come to protest against it and they carry out any action about that, you are going to be killed. That means the death penalty for you. And of course, we know that as at now, they have arrested about 14,000 people based on this protest. And in the past, about 5,000 people were killed on same issue in the 80s, I think late 80s or so. We had about 5,000 people killed for protesting. Now, how do you do this, and what do you tell the zoo people or the people in the zoo, what they have to learn from this? If we allow ourselves to be overrun by the Fulanis, the implication
is that these people to kill, it's not a pro them. It is in their own religion that anyone that wants to undermine their creed or whatever they believe, ruthlessly.
Can you refresh again? I don't know. It's like it's breaking again. Please, can you try to refresh? It's going to work out. Let's try. So, in fact, it's very interesting. These are headline news that are very interesting. So we have to discuss them briefly before we go into the real analysis of today, talking about Usman and Fodio and the template. Because this Iran template is also a current issue. Even if it's a current issue, of course, we're looking at evident history. But we want to look at current issues that are reflecting the evident history. Because this Iran's, this is coming from Iran today, also confirms the issue of the history that have been playing in the lives of the people. Please, you can go on now. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah. So we need to understand that, is it still better now? Is it better? I just hope.
Yeah.
Our people say that Ada some babu a job. That is why we need to end anything called Fulani hegemony or Fulani caliphate, their system of oppression and dominance, their system of destroying everything that we represent. Please, we need to arise, and be determined. We must not be afraid, because it's just like how many lepers were there? The 5 lepers, those lepers that were at the gate of Samaria, in the Bible, when there was famine in Israel, and then they were, everybody was afraid to go into the camp of their enemy, and because there was so much food there, and these lepers decided within them, and they said, if we remain in these gates, we will die of hunger.
And no, and if it even come to a point, our enemies can still come here and kill us. So it is better we go into the camp of these our enemies and look for food to sustain us. So if we die, we die. And as they decided to move, you know, God decided to make the enemies to hear a noise. You understand? So our determination to be free and make that move, because you're not going to sit down. You know, only you can't. You know, there is a saying that you know, heaven helps those who help themselves. It is not in the scriptures, but it's a saying that comes out to be true. I don't know if I'm sounding well. I'm coming out clear. So if you fold your hands and say, because this Fulani or this government, they will kill people. Remember, they were trying to pass the law of social media to silence us. People revolted. And at the end of the day, they couldn't stop us. They tried everything. In Lekki Toll Gate, they kill people. And the people keep coming every, 20th of October. That is not even enough. We need a massive rebellion. A massive rebellion because, like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, we outnumber them. The fact that we outnumber them, by the time we come out massive, look at what happened in Sri Lanka. Because they were more than their oppressors had to run away. Even these people have owned up, they have owned up that when the hungry people rise up, go and listen to the video of Amechi. Amechi said, when the hungry people rise up, the really hungry people, when they rise up, he said, the politicians will run away. So it is time, just like our spokesperson said it, that we are going to chase them out. That this November, beginning from this November, as far as Biafra land is concerned, all these our enemy politicians, if the Jerry Rawlings treatment will be small compared to what they are going to begin to see.
Very well. We can't just take it for we don't take these things for granted. We are coming all out this time around, and we are going to treat them according to what they deserve, because that's what they deserve. They have constituted so much nuisance to the Biafra freedom and to the people of Biafra, and they have constituted to the killings, contributed, and are very directly and indirectly involved in the killings of Biafrans all over the world. So we are not going to take it for granted this time around. So, and thank you for that submission. And I want to also tell our people that the midterm elections are going on in the US today. So we are looking forward to see whether the Republicans or the Democrats will take over, and then that will determine the course. But I am looking forward to Trump coming anyways, the Republicans to come. That's my own, because I like the way Trump talks about us, and deals with us in this.
These things are not happening by accident. They are not happening. The Republican, before I continue, please, if you are watching this, anywhere you're watching this, I plead with you to hit that subscription button, hit subscribe and like. Please, as you are liking this program, it will be spreading to other people so that they will know that this station is always active, 247. Mazi Kelechi is always busy on this platform, decimating the zoo and releasing information that will get you prepared for your redemption, because all you need is information, and more of the information you need is the history that you do not know. Because so many of us, because we are deprived of history, we don't know what happened to people in the past, and because we don't know when to take action, we don't know when to arise, when similar situation begin to arise of what made our people lose their lives or lose their their decision-making ability. When it arises, you will not know what to do. But when you are informed, you will be able to be very proactive. You will act. You will not just be such people that are reactionary, because most of our people, they only react. They're not proactive. They react only when they see something happening. But a proactive, society or a proactive community, they are the people that you don't wait for this thing to happen to you. You figure out a way to get yourself out before it begins to happen. That is why we already know what the zoo will look like in 2023. We have prepared ourselves, and we say, before that 2023 comes, we are ready to give it to them water. And we are going. That is a proactive people. Biafrans are supposed to be proactive. If we understand, go and check the history of the Arochukwu people. The Arochukwu, they were not dominated, they were not overcome, because as few as they were proactive. They decided to. Do you know how we were able to sustain ourselves? A small nation that had Britain, they had even Egypt, and all these people with their jet bombers, we were able to sustain a war that lasted for 3 years. You know why? Because we were proactive. We were able to manufacture bombs, Ogunigwe, and all what have you. We were able to sustain them. If our people continued, if not for the people that decided to say, okay, they deceived us to believe that no victor, no vanquish, by now Nigeria would have been forgotten. So we have learned our lesson, and this time around, we will not make mistake again. No. We will never make mistake again. We will never make mistake again.
So, these things are not happening coincidentally. The midterm holiday, the midterm election and all of that are part of what is happening for the sake of Biafra. Now, I'm going to make one more point before we go into the issue of Usman and Fodio. I know you have a limited time, but I know definitely you have to, so
I have 18 minutes, so let's use it.
Yes, I know. Just for 2 minutes, just say something about this. They are saying they want to resume train transportation, the railways and all of that this month in the zoo. The same place people were kidnapped. We have heard of the insecurity in the zoo. They have not sorted it out. They want to open up that stuff. What do you think is what's about to happen? It's a setup, don't you think so?
Anybody, that will see that as a welcome development, the person is already dead. Now, the terrorists that kidnapped your brothers and sisters along that railway, they are 1,000 times richer than they were before. Whatever bomb, whatever facilities they were able to use to obstruct that train and kill your people, and took them ransom, they have more sophisticated ones now because they have been paid handsomely. So if you cannot ask your government, these people that did this thing, how many of them have been brought to book? Gumi know where they are. Peter Obi know where they are. Do you know why I say Peter Obi know where they are? Because now Peter Obi is working with Gumi's younger brother. That is Gumi's brother. So Peter Obi, Gumi, they know where the people that kidnapped your people through that railway, they know where they are. Now they are trying to open that railway line again so that they will kidnap more, so that they will kill more. But anyway, we are not interested. We already know that we are on our way out. So there is no Biafran with his senses intact that will ever apply that route, because there is a train that will get you faster to a destination, a train that will lead you to hell. They are trying to create another lucrative business for the terrorists. I pity for our people that will not ask questions.
Thank you so much, Mazi, for that. I want to go straight to Usman Fodio. Now, this is a man who fundamentally founded the conquest strategy. And let me read from Wikipedia. We talk about him, Usman Fodio. He was born in 15th December 1954, 1754, and he died on the 20th April 1817. And that means 60-something years or so. And of course, he is the first caliph of Sokoto Caliphate. He reigned between 1803 to 1817. His coronation was at Fodio, in June 1803. He now took over when he conquered Gobert. He was, of course, I've thought about his birth. He actually was buried at Hubare, Sokoto. After they have changed the name to Sokoto, he was buried there from Gobert to Sokoto. Now, also, we know that his dynasty is the Sokoto Caliphate, which we have somebody there now sitting on that throne that he established. And his father was Malam Muhammad Fodio. And then we had his mother as Hawa, who is a direct descendant of Muhammad, the owner of Islam, the Islamic religion. Of course, his Islam is a Sunni, the denomination Sunni, and of course his jurisprudence is Maliki. And then, of course, we're going to go. He was born in Gobert, and of course, Usman was a descendant of the Torobe clan of urbanized Fulani people living in the Hausa kingdom since the early 1400s. They have lived in the Torobe, and the Torobe people have lived. The Torobe Fulanis have lived in Hausa kingdom since 1400s, and now it is also believed that he is a descendant, as I told you, that he is a descendant of the Uqba ibn Nafi. In the early life, Usman became well educated in Islamic studies, and soon he began to preach Sunni Islam throughout Nigeria and Cameroon. He wrote more than 100 books concerning religion. Now, this is where I want us to talk about now. They said here now that he started teaching, and then he wrote more than 100 books concerning religion, government, culture, and society. Now, it is not coincidental that Usman and Fodio was to write concerning religion, government, culture, and society, which means that these four compartments make up the ability to control people. That means there's no way you can utilize religion without involving government, which is power, political power, and connected to culture and society, because society talks about the social, nature of the people that imbibes all of these: the religion, the government, and the culture. Now, which means that for the instrumentalities, the instrumentation of religion, government, culture to effectively go through or be applied in the society, the social nature of the people must be corrupted to adopt these things. I'm using the word corrupted in the sense that in the sense of the contraption, it has been a corrupt means of taking over the people. Now, if you look at templates here now, you discover that Usman Dan Fodio actually set the template of what actually happened in the past. He was actually putting the system that had been a structure from time, from the empires of the times before his time. So he now implemented these things and used it as a basis of teaching in his time. Now, he began by teaching. Now, I want to ask you, how does this play in our time too? In the sense that today we see that the first approach here, which is being utilized by the religious people and the government, is to impact the people socially using the concept of societal influence through religion, so that they will be able to accept the government of the day in the way it is. Now, let me give an example. Today in the northern Nigeria, Sharia is the power controlling the people. But they were able to get the people to accept religion first before they were able to use Sharia to control them. That was what Usman Dan Fodio did. He was preaching about it and involving the people socially. And when he wanted to go into conquest, the people were now able to go with him because they have now believed in him based on his social impact in their lives. Now, I want to ask you, how does social impact affect the people in the zoo? How has it affected the people in the zoo to the point that now some of them think that it is not appropriate to divide the zoo?
What people, social impact in the sense of maybe let me look at some of the cultural activities that you say, because of cultural activities that you enjoy, these people, you see, that's why when they tell you that our diversity is where our strength is. Look at the Hausa people, the way they do their cultural activities. Look at this Yoruba people, the way they mix up with Hausa and their culture. And at the end of the day, the most thing that matters most when it comes to who you are, they tell you that, no, somebody will say, I will not marry an Hausa man because I'm Hausa. I will not marry Yoruba because Yoruba. They will tell you, Hausa man will tell you, say, lie, I will never marry an Igbo. These things are what actually, should make sure we divide, because this your cultural activities or religion is the main thing they are using to, destroy your ability to reason that, look, we are not the same. There is all these people, what they are is what they are. Some people tell you that their religion is very peaceful, but only those, there are some people that are very hardliners. They are fanatics. And if you look at those that you say they are fanatics, they will give you scriptures from their book that actually, validates whatever they are doing. You understand? So they teach it in their mosque. Some of them that are very brutal with their evil religion teach in their religion that, look, these things are what you should do to earn a place before their God or whatever. You understand? So since you now know that these are the things these people, have inculcated, and it is part of their living, part of their lifestyle, you cannot adopt with it. It isn't part of you. Look at the children of Israel. Go back to history, and when they were in Egypt, they knew that they couldn't worship God in Egypt. The system in Egypt doesn't please their God. You cannot worship God in a strange land with their strange culture, with their strange societal, whatever they do. You are different. You are unique. You are a Biafran. You are Oduduwa.
Let me say this before you go on with that. Also, let me mention this. Usman Fodio formed and began an Islamic religious and social revolution, which spread from Gobert throughout modern Nigeria and Cameroon, and was echoed in jihad movements led by Fula people. He began socially. How is this applying in our time too? He began by socializing, creating a social influence.
That is the system they use. They come like as if they love you. They pretend like they want to care for you. Fulani people are very nice. Look at them. When they are carrying their cow, they share fura they know for you. They give you meat. They give you this, and you welcome them. They come in. They have an agenda. And how can people that are not part of your society, and they are coming from another place entirely, and they tell you that, if you ask some of them, they tell you that their forefathers have told them that. Didn't you hear on national TV, one of the governors telling you that the oil in Bayelsa belongs to the man in Gombe, that the oil in Imo State belongs to the one in Zamfara? Then you begin to ask yourself, and these are the same people that tell you that they are very social, they are nice, that social movement, they give you, some of them are even philanthropic, very, very nice. They appear very gentle, but their militants are bloodthirsty. They are blood-sucking demons. Look at what Autumn was saying, that they gush out the eyes of somebody. Can you imagine how evil these people are? They gush up somebody's eyes and say, go and tell Autumn that until he stops, this is destroying our Fulanization agenda, until he stops saying that we are not going to have our grazing route or whatever, we will continue to do this to you. Sometimes they tear a woman's womb open and bring out the fetus. This is how evil these people. These are the same people that were very social, very nice yesterday. Then at night, look at what they did to them somewhere in Ogun State when they were asleep. People would be asleep. They would just come where they are sleeping, use machine gun and kill armless people. They go into a church, they massacre people that are praying, people that have no weapon, have no gun. They come when you are vulnerable and they ransack and destroy you. The same people that are socially nice and cool, as they present themselves before.
Do you know what they did? Do you know what they did? Remember us talking in the line of social, approach, social revolution. They started using the concept Hausa Fulani.
Yes.
Social impact. What do you have to say about that?
But today now, that language Hausa Fulani is not being heard anymore, because now they have completely suppressed the Hausa. They have completely suppressed
them. So they use it as a template to first attract you.
Yes, they have fully suppressed them. Go to Ilorin now. They have taken over Ilorin everywhere. In almost all the Yoruba land now, you will see Emir, and Emir is Fulani. Once they have Emir in your place, gradually you are gone. That is what Hope Uzodinjo is bringing to Imo State. Okorocha was the one that gave them land everywhere in Imo State. Where's Okorocha today? Okorocha is nowhere to be found. Even in this 2023 election, where's Okorocha? He has run away. The evil he brought is spreading in Imo State. He has run away. And you are there folding your hands and thinking that if you keep quiet, maybe until after 2023, you will be gone. That is why we say no election in Biafra land. It will never happen, and come 2023, we will chase all those politicians out of Biafra land. We'll chase them out. Any one of them that refuse to run, we will give them Jerry Rawlings treatment.
Now, there's a particular man in Biafra land who came, this social approach, where they want to make you feel that we are one. That all these religious places are actually social points also, because you socialize at the same time you get details of religious doctrines. So this same man came up and said he has translated the Quran to
Igbo,
the Igbo language, so that the people can socialize with the Quran in their language. Now it is a technique now, fusing religion into the social life of the people through their language. That means plunging into the culture of the people.
Exactly.
And now, after plunging into the culture of the people through their language, because the language of the people is interpreted in their culture, or interprets their culture to them. So in order to bring this foreign culture into the system, which the doctrine of their religion speaks through their Quran, they translate it into our language so that our people can come to terms socially with the Quran in our language. Now, what do you think such kind of people, what do you think we have to do to sort of people who have decided to now bring in these foreign things into us as a means of socializing?
We have to brutally resist them. Brutally. Because look at that comment. Which kind of social? They are these are nomadic people. Nomadic. How can somebody who bathes himself with the urine of a cow be a social person? How can somebody who has sex with a goat and a cow be a social person? Does that have anything to do with socializing? These are beasts. These are not human beings. So that is why we must resist them brutally and reject them. Look, the Bible says, with such people, don't even eat. Do not eat with them. The Bible says, come out from among them and be ye separate. Those of you that read the Bible and they will come and twist to you and say, love your enemies. No. These people, you don't love them. You come out from among them and be ye separate. That is what the word of God says. Thank you very much. I have just 2 minutes to leave this thing.
The last question so that you can leave. The Fulanis lived among the Hausas for 1400 years. 400 years before the conquest, which means that they actually took time to socialize and penetrate the people, and then were able to use the people to conquer them. What do you advise Biafrans today in terms of election, in terms of how we're going?
Now, the truth is that we have known their tricks now. Why? So that is why you see the zoo is tumbling now. They know that we have caught their trick. And they know that somebody like Mazi Simon Ekpa, somebody like Sunday Igboho, who you will hear him saying, no going back. No going back. Sunday Igboho who said, no going back. Somebody like Koiki Media, Koiki Olaimu Koiki, says, if you don't like this step we are taking, go and jump into the lagoon and kill yourself. We know their tricks now, and we are going to face them full throttle. Honestly, thank you very much for having me, my brother Kelechi.
So much,
honestly, I would have loved to continue with you, but I honestly have to go back to work.
Yes.
Please, fellow Biafrans, I encourage you to please go and hit the subscription button, share this program, like this program, and follow the Facebook and the YouTube of this particular stream, and let's keep this gospel spreading. We are going to see you later in the day. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Marcy. Thank you for your time. We appreciate you. Meeting some other time.
Keep up the good work. Keep up the good work. One name.
I will. Thank you.
Love you so much. Thank you.
Love you too, my brother. Thank you so much. Now we are going on. You've heard the great submissions from our brother and our comrade Mazi. Majere. He has said so many things. Now I want to comment on what Kingsley Odumegu have said here, greatly. It's very important. Now, there was a particular video, that circulated about 3 or 4 weeks ago, where some little girls, 13 years, 14 years, 18 years, were caught with some Fulani people, in their place and all of that in Biafra land, and they were being beaten and told. They said, what are you going to do that? Now, we know that our ladies sometimes it's very, very interesting to understand how they reason, but I don't know why anybody, anyways. And we want to talk to parents. Please teach your children to understand the value of our traditions and culture. Teach them to know the dangers that have come to us based on the interaction with the Fulanis, using even the Hausas. Teach them to understand that they don't need to have anything to do with these people, because these people have been a danger to the generations of Biafrans. Teach them to understand that communication, and no matter how their body is moving them, all these girls, they should avoid anything that has to. Are they saying that all the Biafrans over there, they didn't see anything to have anything to do with them? They have to go and start joining Fulanis and Hausas, because this is how they socialize. This is another way of socializing. They penetrate you, and all of that, and they penetrate our young ones who are vulnerable. And because our parents are not doing their job, they are not training and teaching, our people to do their job. They are not training and teaching our people to do their job. And so they begin to do the wrong thing. Please, I'm going to tell you when to call. It is not yet time to call. Please, as soon as I'm through, I'm going to open the lines for you to call. So if you're calling now, please, I'm going to call you in the next 15 minutes. I'm going to get you open the line so that you can call in case you want to make a statement about this. You know, but let me pick this call anyways. Let me just pick this call since you're already calling. I didn't. Hello. Okay, he has stopped. Okay, the call has gone. I wanted to pick it. It has gone off. But anyways, if it comes again, I'll pick it. Maybe I'm going to open the lines now so that we can start talking about these things. You know, so you have to teach our ladies to understand these things so that we can get all these things corrected. When they penetrate us socially, we are already gone. When they penetrate us socially, we are gone. So we must understand all of these. Welcome, caller. Please, I want to know who is on the line, and please tell us who you are, and then go on with your submission.
Greetings, my brother.
Thank you so much.
My name is Chukwudi.
Okay, thank you so much for joining.
I was the one who called you last Tuesday.
Okay.
I called you last Tuesday.
Okay. Good to have you. Good to have you in the program. Please go on.
So, first of all, I want to send you something now on this WhatsApp so that you can just share it with our people. Let's watch a short video that is described that is like it's called 3 Quran verses every Christian should know.
Okay.
Yeah, so just a second, coming to it.
Okay, the video, I think I will have to take my time to watch it before I play it next week Tuesday, so that we don't, because we don't want to castigate anybody's religion, you know, so that they don't say that we are attacking religion. But I'll look at it. If it doesn't go against community, you know, rules, then we can play it. So please send it.
On YouTube anyway.
Okay. And it doesn't abuse anybody.
No.
Okay. Prepare it. Please send it to me. I'll prepare it for next week Tuesday, and then I'll look at it and then know whether it's something that we need to actually project to the people through this platform, because we're not against any religion. But of course, as you said, the 3 parts of the Quran, or the 3 verses in the Quran, they need to know. So I'll look at the narrative and all of that so that we can be able to actually position ourselves rightly here. We don't want to castigate any religion, but for Biafra, we don't believe in the Quran. We don't believe anything that has to do with Islam. It's not our culture. It's not our tradition. It's not our religion. We believe in Chukwokike, and we believe in the Christ. You know, as Hebrews, as Jews, as Biafrans, that's what we believe in. So if I'll look at it so that I don't make sure it doesn't castigate anybody, it doesn't talk against anybody, so that we don't get anybody to start thinking that we're coming against their religion. We're not concerned about anybody's religion and what they worship, but we're concerned about our own religion and what we worship, which is Chukwu Okike. And so please send it to me, and then I'll look at it to know whether it can be played here next week. Definitely this program will continue next week, because we have not been able to explain so many things. This program is a very deep one, talking about Usman and Fodio, very, very deep, which will take us into. So I'm going to prepare it for the next segment. Once I'm able to certify that it has nothing to do with castigating or insulting or rubbishing any set of people. You know, so we don't want to go into any religious fight with any set of people. So we try to be careful what we play. So please send it to me as soon as possible so that I can get it. And then after this program, I'm going to look through it, and then I'm going to publish it next week Tuesday once it is certified. Please do. I hope you understand me very well.
I understand you. Okay. I sent it already. But yes, after that, we'll send you short a couple of them that you can go to, you know, and because after this particular 3 Quran verses, years later, the same person who made it, he goes by the name of David Wood.
Okay.
He made another second part of it, another 3 Quran verses, and explain it very well that people understand it.
All right.
Because there is something, you know what is called Shakira. Yeah?
Very well. Yes.
And yeah, you know, and all this is not even, it is there because sometimes people, they always look for some quotations that they tell people that how peaceful Islam is, you know. But they have what they call abrogation in Quran. So there are verses when Muhammad was not strong in that particular, when he newly came up, when he was weak and being persecuted. Okay. Then there are verses that came after. So these previous ones were doing peaceful, peace. And the later verses abrogate the previous one. So when they come to open places now with people, they use those quotations in the beginning, telling you how peaceful, like if you kill, that Quran tells if you kill one person, like you kill the whole world and things like this. But they will not even tell you that was they are actually taken from the I guess the Talmud.
Yes.
And they removed the beginning of it where he said that to the children of Israel, So they removed that one. They only tell you that this is what their God said. But now they will never mention that it was abrogated. And we know also now that Christ said the time will come when people will kill you and think they are doing the work of God.
Very well.
So now, literally, in the hadith, we will see places where Muhammad said that he said that he have to expel all the Jews and Christians from Arabia Peninsula, and they will leave none. They will leave none except Muslims. So imagine if they would do it in Arabia Peninsula, much less where else, somewhere else. And of course, their aim is to dominate the world. We need to be whiter than snow. So only the truth can set us free. So this is why I try to, if you're dealing with somebody, it's good to embrace the person. Why embracing? To know the person, what is pushing the person, how the person thinks. And the more you understand the person, you will know if you can help the person up, or you better eat with a long spoon.
You're correct.
So that was why I decided to look into all these things to see what is it that is pushing them. And then all those quotations I saw make it very, very clear why they would be shouting Allah Akbar when they are killing people. And our people, most of us, look at think that their mentality is like ours. Like live and let live what we preach. Which is our tradition, which is actually the same thing that the Bible says. So what is justice, But these people, that is a different thing, because they say that you cannot trust anybody.
Yes.
That means you have to say La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah.
Yes.
That means you have to accept Muhammad.
Yes.
If not, you are not trustworthy. They cannot trust you.
Yes.
And otherwise, they have to take over your place, and things like this. So
thank you so much for thank you so much for that submission. Honestly, you have pointed out facts, because we need to know the details of these things they try to impose on us, so that people can understand and not be misled. You are very, very correct on all of that, and I thank you for pointing out those facts, because the truth about it is that many times people want to manipulate people. They actually use a particular part of their scripture to actually manipulate. Thank you so much for your submission. We look forward to having more of you talk about these issues as we go on. So please let me get the next caller online so that we can have more contributions to this. Thank you so much, my brother.
Okay,
God bless you,
my brother.
Yes, thank you. We have somebody else calling. Okay, as soon as the call comes in, I'm going to pick it. It has gone off. If you can call in now, the line is free. Thank you so much, Mazi Raf Ajere. Thank you so much. Please, you can join and just subscribe through the link that he has posted. Just subscribe to the channel. He has always contributed. He has contributed to making the channel also go very, very effective. I want to bring in the next caller, because I know the calls are coming in now, even if I've not been able to say the things I need to say concerning concerning the issue of Usman and Fodio. I'll still go into the teachings, because I'll try. Margaret Jogwere, you're welcome to the broadcast. Please. Good afternoon. It's my pleasure having you. Please go on. Yeah. Go on. The floor is yours.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm trying to say in the respect of what the caller said.
Okay.
Religion is a big problem.
Yes.
Very complicated.
Yes.
You know, if you don't be careful, I don't want to. What we are talking here is about Biafra. We want Biafra freedom.
Yes.
So don't forget that there is still some of our Igbo people that are already converted to Islam. Don't forget it.
Yes.
Everywhere, both in Igbo land, both in Hausa, many places. Some are for business matter. Some they say, okay, that's better. So, and again, remember this is a problem of Muhammad.
Yes.
Once you mention Muhammad, they don't understand it as they understand it as if you are trying to talk bad about Muhammad. Please, what I'm trying to say is that I wrote some message here.
Yes, I saw your message. Yes, let me post it again. Yes.
They are animals.
Yes.
If you just mention Muhammad, they are not you are talking bad about Muhammad, even when you're talking food, you know, even when you're talking something that is not delicate. Please.
Yes.
Please, I don't want us to.
Thank you so much, Margaret Jumbo. Thank you for bringing our minds back. Yes. We don't want to go into any. Yes, thank you so much for that advice, and I take it very strongly. I didn't actually discover that when
we talk something,
yes,
they don't understand it. They will
yes,
just begin to
yes,
on it. Now they will turn it at
yes,
we are discussing and cussing Muhammad. We are dissing Muhammad.
Yes,
please,
we're not against Muhammad. We're not against Islam. We only are concerned about Biafra, and in Biafra we believe in Christ, we believe in the Bible, we believe in the scripture. So we are concerned about that. So please, let's not get into the details of who Muhammad is and who Muhammad is not. It's not our business. We are not there when he was called. So nobody should say, talk about that. We just discuss Biafra and what we want. We know that we don't want the Sharia in Biafra because we're not, it's not part of our system.
Because you understand, I understand, but they don't understand. They don't understand at all. They don't, no matter how they are professors, they don't understand. Their brain are not brain. They don't understand at all. Once they hear that name, they will play back. You know? Please.
Yes, thank you so much. As Kingsley Odumegu said, yes, thank you so much, man. Thank you for calling in. Thank you for your time. Thank you. Yes, thank you for that contribution. Now, as Kingsley Odumegu have said, we are against Fulani. Those are the people we're against. We're not against Islam. We're against Fulani. So if you want to call and you want to have something to say, you just go click. The number is on the screen. +212 707 898 194. +212 707 898 194. I'll say it one more time. +212 707 898 194. So you can call in if you have anything to say or you want to have any contribution to make. I have a caller on the line again. So let's receive this call. Before I go into the teachings, let me receive some calls so that you're welcome to please, you have to put off your device so that you can hear very well, so that the echo can go away.
Yes. I just put it off now. Okay, yes, I'm calling from inside Russia.
Okay, you're welcome.
I like your program.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. One thing I noticed in the system in Nigeria is that corruption is only when a Southern is involved that the Fulani take it serious.
Yeah.
You see what happened on Ike Kweramado.
Yes.
The whole accusation there, the Fulanis, they have been looting, but they have not seized any of their properties. Even these people that are so cunning that they can use even a Southerner to deal with a Southerner. During the Obasanjo administration, they were able to use Obasanjo to deal with his own IG, Inspector General of Police, who was Balogo.
Yes.
He was dragged from a car and, disgraced.
Yes.
And the Fulanis, they were laughing at him. He killed Bola Ige. This whole thing was happening while the Southerner is in power. Now he's regretting. During Go One, they used him to make sure they destabilize the Southeast. Now he's suffering it. So he kept Kweramado himself. If he's a Fulani man, they will not touch his property.
Yes.
The one running for president now, I think Abubakar, they have a whole tower in Dubai. Nobody is touching him.
Yes.
And if you're a Southerner and you're dancing to the tune of the Fulanis, it will be sacred. Nobody will touch your property. All of them, they are corrupt, including Fodio. Fodio used his brothers to buy properties in Dubai, so nobody is touching them because they are not worshiping the Fulanis. Any day they make any statements against them, all these secrets will come out. But the only thing that triggers me is a Fulani person, they will not touch his property. They even gave him appointment in the current kind of system. Make sure he's covered. Look at the Minister of Finance, how many billions of dollars was found in cash in his house and properties. He's trying to marry an underage girl. They cover all those things. Well, look at Abba Kaere. He's a Southerner. The whole press would have come to make sure they shame him and expose everything. But they have covered him, protected him from going to US, where they were waiting for him for indictment. But what did Nnamdi Kanu do that warrant all this kind of offense just because he's a Southerner and Igbo person? If he's an Hausa man, they would have even killed our four policemen at the gates to make sure they free him off the state. So the law is not applied equally. That is why the country must disintegrate. Even the Southeast, the Igbos and Yorubas, they cannot be one country because these are like cat and mouse. That is why Yorubas should have their own nation. Igbo should have, even the Jaws, the riverine areas, they can have their own nation. Let there be peace. After all, if you go to Europe, some countries have about 3 million people made up a country. Less than how many of them are there? Iceland. And they are living in peace, So let us break up Nigeria into about 6 countries because we have many ethnic groups. Even the Middle Belt, they can have their own country. Let's know where the Fulanis belong. They can take up the north where they have the Hausas in captivity. But Nigeria must disintegrate for peace to run. There is no two ways about it. Even Ethiopia cannot do anything. They will use him and they will control him. They will even when he was in Anambra State, they have Abga elect majority. They also impeached him. He's now going to the national Abuja, where you have PDP and APC as majority in the House of Assembly and Senate. They will not only impeach him, they're going to kill him. In fact, he will disappear if he doesn't play ball.
Very well.
So I don't know how he's going to, what court is going to go, court of Dinta and Yako. Those ones he will rule in favor of himself, but he's being controlled by the Fulanis also. So I don't see what he wants to go to do there. He's just going there to, he will still come back to cry to the people. Oh, I want to do this, and he doesn't even have the voice. I want to do this, they don't allow me. Who's going to allow you to mess up where they are dealing in corruption? So they will use him and they will dump him. And the only place they have power is to come and kill his brother.
Yes.
He went to Ahmad Bello, was where they invited him. And I full animal care up there. Say, are you going to make sure that you're going to get up and start those who are afraid of my presidency will be the most beneficial? If an Igbo man asks him the same question, he will not be brave and bold enough to say, don't vote for me because you're an Igbo person. He will not say the same to Fulanis, don't vote for me because you're a Fulani person. But he promised them that you're going to be the most favored when I become a president. That is how that influence of Fulanis works. So the country cannot work. Better they disintegrate and everybody goes their own way. I'm supposed to visit Nigeria where I am, but the profiling is too much. If you arrive at the airport, you're looking nice, you are Southeastern, by your name alone, they will profile you. You might even your problem might start from that airport. I have a story, a guy coming from Italy. The parents were waiting for him and his brother at the airport. They disappeared him from the airport when he arrived. And they were standing there waiting. What saved him was that where they changed him in the office somewhere in the airport there, he removed his phone and made a video that he sent to the wife in Italy. The wife sent back that video to his people waiting for him at the airport. So they look at the video, they see him in handcuffs in a certain office. And his father happens to be a retired civil servant, who have some certain level. He moved directly into the office of the controller in the airport. Queried them, where is my son? He must give him my son or else I will die with you here today. That was how they were able to pay attention. And they searched from the video, they searched for the office at the airport there. When they went there, they already removed the guy there. He's already in Abuja. So if that man has no devil, that guy they would have moved him to just somewhere in the United States where they were. Because we kill him at the end of the put him in medical detention. But the father have level, he was able to do the case and they released the son. What about common man who doesn't have anyone to speak for him? Just that he's from the south, looking good, he become an IPO, the other kind of stuff.
Yes. Thank you
so
so
the
much.
country has to disintegrate. Once again, thank you very much for giving me this
time.
Thank
you so much. You made some great submissions. Thank you so much for calling. Thank you very much. But for those of you, it seems like some of you were not getting it right. Thank you so much. He was actually talking about the issue of how the Fulanis, how the system is not balanced, where you have the Fulanis, giving some preference, and then you have those from the south, especially Biafra land, not giving some preference. Not giving those preferences. The balance is not right. So that's basically
the laws are not applied equally. So it doesn't work.
Yes.
It doesn't work.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We are grateful for your submissions. Thank you so much.
Have a good day.
Now the line is free now. If you want to call in, you can still call in. The number is +212 707 898 194. But I want to go into the analysis of these things we are seeing. You see, these things we are talking about and this imbalance, that has been in the systems began with the carelessness of even the Hausa people. Now, I want to tell you how the Hausa nation was conquered. From what we have read about Usman and Fodio, remember he, according to Wikipedia, he was born in Gober. That means he was already, in Sokoto. His parents were in Sokoto. Gober, which is now called Sokoto. I'm saying Sokoto so that you know what we're talking about. His parents were born in Gober. In fact, the Fulanis of the Torobe clans have been living in Sokoto for over 400 years. 1400. They were living as early as 1400, as 1400 years before the Usman Dan Fodio was born. They have been living there, and the Hausas knew that these people have been able to conquer some certain people. Now, let me point out that part for you, where it was written that they have been able to conquer some people. The Hausas has actually conquered some people even before that time, to be able to, and yet the Fulanis knew all of, the Fulanis have been able to conquer some certain people. The Hausas knew all of these, that the Fulanis conquered some certain people, and yet they didn't do anything about it. Now, who are those people that they were able to conquer? They conquered, they say it followed the jihadist successful wage in Futabundu, Futatoro, or Futaturo, and Futajalon. Of course, most of us have heard of Futajalon several times. Mazin Nambikan talking about Futajalon. Now, this set of people were conquered between 1650 and 1750. The Fulanis conquered the Futajalon, which they established those places, Futabundu and Futaturo. So these places were conquered by the Fulanis, and yet these Fulanis were living among the Hausas. The Hausas didn't learn from that lesson of those conquests. So you see, the Fulanis, even when they were living in the Hausa clan, the Hausa kingdom, a group of Fulanis or Fulani nation had conquered these three nations and dominated and taken over those countries, those nations. But yet, they were living in the midst of the Hausas. The Hausas didn't still see them as threats. You know why? They didn't see them as threats because they had succeeded in stabilizing the people mentally and socially. They have made the people accept them. Just like if you talk about Biafra land today, we have Fulanis living everywhere. We have Hausas living everywhere. Some of them have been corrupted by the Fulanis. Now, they have been living in our midst for a long time. Now, do you know that sometimes we see our people say, they won't come out. There was a time that one of the Amnan came out. He was saying that, we are here, we can speak. They were even speaking Igbo language. They were saying we have been here for years, we have lived here, we don't have intention of anything, we don't have intention of taking over anything, we have not fought anybody, we have been living with the Igbos like brothers. We are here, we're part of the system, we grew here, we have built our houses here, we have stayed here with the people, we have been living peaceful with the people, we don't have any, it's just like in our time now, we are hearing some of them say these kind of things. But yet we know their history, that they keep conquering people. And they want to take over what belongs to you. We know this history about them. Now, we know this history, but yet we have some of them who are coming to tell us, to relate with us socially. They tell us, we have been living with peacefully, and we are a Fulani community in your midst. We are not dangerous. Don't see us as dangerous. We are part of you, blah, blah, blah. The same way they were telling their Hausas in the 1400s. The same way they were telling the Hausas, they were using it as a means of, just like somebody saying, oh, this is the same here. Takia. Coleman also said this. It's Takia. They use the social means to communicate Takia to you. They were communicating these things to the Hausas as early as the 1400s when they started living in the Hausa kingdom, which is Gober. They were telling them, see, don't mind those people who have defeated them at Turobundu. Don't mind those people who have defeated them at Fitajalon. Don't mind those people who have defeated them at Futa Bundu. Don't mind those people who have defeated them at Furo. We are not coming here to defeat you. We are not coming here to conquer you. We are not coming here after you. We're not coming here. We are not chasing after you. We are living peacefully with you people. We want to remain with you people. We are peace lovers. We are social impression. They gave them social impression. The Hausas relaxed. Yet the Fulanis were conquering other places. The Hausas were having the news, but they were relaxing. They were not talking about it. They were not doing anything about it. They were so relaxed about the whole issue. And then, along the line, Usman Fodio was born. Muhammad Fodio. When he was born into the system, still among the people who were claiming to be peaceful, he was born into the family. Now, when he came into the family, he was born, of course, of the descendants of the Turobe Fulani clans. He was born, the Turobe Fulani clans were already in the Hausa kingdom. Usman Fodio was born in that kingdom, Gober, the Hausa kingdom. It was somebody who was born in their midst that conquered them. Usman Fodio was born in their midst. He was born in the Hausa kingdom, in Gober. So when they tell you that they are peaceful people, they are peace lovers, they are good people, they have not come to defeat you, they have not done. It is from those people that are telling you, those people who are telling you that they are peace lovers, that you should be scared of. You see all these people within us, who are the Fulanis within us, all those people in our communities who ride motorbikes, who are riding bikes into our villages, into our communities, all those people who are carrying their cattle around, all these people who are living and selling in Owerri markets, there, selling in various markets, they're living normal life with you, trying to marry, trusting your girls, trusting your women, trying to marry them, impregnating them. It is these same people that will give birth to the people, or that will be used by these invading Fulanis to penetrate us. So we should understand the trick. That is how they conquered the Hausa kingdom. Yes, according to Princess, what Princess have said, anytime Hausas say they are not, whatever they say they are not, that is what you should be afraid of them that they are. Anytime they say they are not of something, anytime they say they are not, just know that that is what they are. Just know that that is what they are. So they were telling the people, the Hausas, we are not a threat to your generation. We are not a threat to you. We are just living in your place. We are peace lovers. But yet, they had Fulanis who were conquering other places. They established these three kingdoms, or these three nations. The Futa Bundu, the Futa Turo, and the Futa Jalon. They conquered them and established those kingdoms. But yet, those ones of the Turobe tribe were living in the Hausa kingdom. They were living from that 1400 when the Fulanis were conquering, even as late as 1600s. They were conquering, and still the Hausas were tolerating them because the Hausas believed them. So when the time came along the line, it is still the same people that were living within them that were teaching them, socializing with them, teaching them Quran, making them believe that Quran should be obeyed to the later, making them believe that they should be comfortable with them, making them believe that they are the ones who actually carry the religion according to the Quran as it's supposed to be, making them believe in them based on the fact that they were judiciously following the Quran. But they were using it as a means of takia to override them, to Fulanize them. Because let me tell you something, there is no way you can conquer a people without first making them believe in you, using social means to project your religion and your culture to them. Because You see, the Sharia, the Sharia contains the details of the Quran. And the details of the Quran comes from the culture of the people. So the Fulanis, who are, of course, descendants of the Arab nations. Of course, we know that Usman Fodio is a descendant of the commander Ubak ibn Nafi. His name is Ubak ibn Nafi. It is known that he is from that place. He is a descendant of that commander, who is an Arab. Now, that is why you see that the Arab nations are very interested in controlling using the Fulanis. They fund them, they give them the resources, they give them everything they need to be able to project their control over indigenous people. The same way the Hausas relaxed. That is how most of our people are relaxing today. They are relaxing. They are relaxing, saying that we should continue with election. We can harmonize things. We can bring unity. We can make the nation unit. We can make Nigeria united. It doesn't matter. Let's bring in Peter Obi. Peter Obi will unite us. Peter Obi will unite us. Peter Obi will unite us. Let's bring in Tinubu. Tinubu will unite us. Let's bring in Atiku. He married everybody from every community. He has married from Igbo land. He has married from Hausa land. He has married from this place. So he will unite us. AU Bakind, or whatever your name is. If you type anything again telling me to stop about Fulani hate, I'm going to block you. You know the history of Fulani. I know that you are Fulani by your name. I know. Whether you are Fulani or you are from the Arab. I know you are. But you should understand that we are not talking because we want to talk. We are talking from what has happened. If you don't know how to read history, don't come here to tell me Fulani, stop hating Fulanis. I don't hate Fulanis. I am telling you what they have done. If I tell you what somebody have done, doesn't mean I hate them. And the truth about it is that I hate Fulanis for the fact that they have come against us. And for the fact that they are cutting our necks, I hate them. And so we are going to fight them to the later, including you. So if you mention anything again about please stop on hate, stop on Fulani hate, I'm going to block you. Because we are telling you reality, what is in history. It is still the same Fulanis that are cutting the necks of our people, killing people, sponsoring for the takeover, and all of that. Whether you are, no matter what tribe you are from, don't tell me about Fulanis. If you don't know about Fulanis, go and read about them. So if you say you are not Fulani, don't mention it. Since you are not Fulani, don't mention it according to what you have said. Don't mention it. Just go back and read history, because what I'm saying here is history. I'm not teaching hate. I'm teaching history, even if I hate them for what they are. Because they don't deserve love. People who come, if they come to your tribe, you, this one who is talking about it, you say you are Syria or wherever you say you're from. If they come to your tribe and start cutting the necks of people, will you take it will you take it lightly with them? You think because we have been tolerating them all these years and allowing them to carry out these heinous crimes, you think normal people will allow this kind of things happen? But this time around, we have come all out and we're saying we're going to handle them and deal with them the way we're going to do them. So we're exposing their atrocities. That is why we are teaching this here. We want to expose the atrocities. Don't come and tell me that we shouldn't hate Fulanis. What do you mean by that? If you mention this, that they are nice people again, I'm going to delete, I'm going to lock you out of this place. Please don't mention it again. I don't want to hear that from you. You understand me now? So please stop that. If they are nice people, they should go and tell their rulers and their caliphates and their caliph to leave other nations alone and stay on their own. Tell them not to come and start invading Biafra land. Tell them to call back all their foot soldiers from Biafra land. Because if the caliphate or the caliph, who is the sultan, has the power to call back all their terrorist men from all over Biafra land, he has the power to call them out, call them back. But he doesn't want to do that. The Sultan of Sokoto has the power to, if he's truly not with them, if he's not the one sending them, and he's and the Arab world and their agents, if they're not the ones sending them, they have the power to say, every Fulani in all those places, go back, come back, stop. But they're not saying anything. That tells you that they are all part of it, including you that is coming here to tell me about them. You have not mentioned one day, you have not gone to Simon Ekpa's platform or any of our platform to say, Fulani, stop this hate. What I expect you here to do is to say, Fulani, stop this hate. Stop killing people so that they don't look at you as bad people. They're coming to tell me not to hate them, when you're not telling them to stop what they're doing. If you want to talk, tell them to stop what they're doing. Now keep preaching. What's that name again? Keep preaching on this platform. Fulani, stop killing, so that they don't take you to be bad people. Keep typing that. That is what I want to see from you. Don't come and tell me not to hate them. Because if I see a Fulani man in front of me now, I can do to him what he has been doing to other people. So that's the truth. We are not joking this time around. We are very serious for our freedom. And anybody who stands on our way, we take them off. We take them away. We are very serious this time. From this month, as our spokesperson have said, from this month, they will get it hot from us. They think they are mad. We are coming out all very mad this time around. Yes, I know. I don't like blocking people. I like them to be here, so because I like my enemies being around me, so that I can be teaching them. That's why I don't like blocking them. Let them say what is in their heart, so that I know what to teach them. So please, let's just bear with them. Let them be there. But if he says we should love again, I've told him what to say now. If he wants to talk, if he wants to say anything again, he should tell us, Fulani, stop killing Biafrans. Fulani, stop killing Oduduwa. Fulani, stop killing the Middle Belt people, so that they won't look at you as bad people. That's what he should be saying now. That's what I want to be saying from him. Seeing from him now that he should post. If he posts anything different from this, I'm going to block him. So let him take this opportunity on this platform to begin to preach to them to stop killing, and preach to them to leave the farmland of people alone. That's what I want to see from him. Tell Fulanis, leave the farmland of people alone. Leave the Hausa nation alone. Go back to where you're from. Let him keep preaching it here. If he posts anything about talking about not hating Fulanis here, then I'm going to block him. That's what I'm going to do. That's why I'm going to block him. So I don't want to preach. If he refuses to preach that, then we'll go block him. So let's leave that idiot alone. Let him continue with. If he likes, let him come and say anything again and block him. So we are saying it now. That Hausa saw how these people were destroying other places. They still allowed them, kept them, socializing with them, going in the sentiment of religion. You know, one interesting thing about this thing is that they use religion as a weapon. Now, let me tell you something. You know, I was telling you the other time about religion. Some of you didn't understand what I was saying. And I told you that religion is a tool that is carved out from a culture of a people, the belief of a people. You know, you can't talk about religion without talking about the mindset or the belief of a people. So when you see them design something called the Sharia, they have designed it from the concept of their religion, which is a product of the book they have about who they are. Do you know that the Bible is a book that represents the kind of people we are? Because everything about our culture and tradition is in the Bible. When we left when Eri left Egypt and all of that, he was part of that book. His family line was part of the writing of that book. So when he came now and instituted the Igbo nation, the Igbo race, and all the people that came with him that instituted the Igbo race, and of course from there it became Biafra nation. When he instituted that, he was actually projecting. Hey, he's talking about freedom of speech. But I've told you what to say. Don't come and tell me not to love. Hey, you're telling me about freedom of speech. You don't know. Do you know what freedom of speech means? In where you live, in Saudi Arabia, can you go there and say nonsense? Can you go there and say nonsense? Do they allow freedom of speech in Saudi Arabia? Today, they are killing people in Iran because of a lady who died. People are protesting, they are killing them. And you are here coming to tell me about freedom of speech. That's how you people are, very wicked and evil people. They talk about freedom of speech, but go to the Arab nations. They are killing people. When people, they don't even allow freedom of people to worship. You go there and talk, they kill you. But yet they are talking about freedom of speech. That is what they want to impose on Biafra. You think we are jokers or we are dollars? We are not joking here. We are ready for our freedom, and that's why any move this time around, that we are doing everything. We take every necessary step. We are going to stop election. We are going to fight them to stand still. That fight they have called for, that they are arming their people, giving them AK-47. That fight they have called for, we are going to face them from this November. Because they have opened the floodgates of hell. We are going to open the floodgates of Hades, hell, and the lake of fire. This time around, they have done enough harm. We have looked at them, killing our people, beheading people, cutting people's heads. You see somebody in their farm, you go kill them, take off, kill. What kind of human beings are these people? They are eat frogs. Remember, I told you that rats have power. Aubrey's dishes. They are not e-rats, they are e-frogs. Because frogs will only come and make noise from every platform to the other platform. But rats can destroy something. They can destroy your documents. They can destroy your pillow. They can destroy your food. They can destroy your food stuff. They can destroy anything. So if you call them e-rats, you are giving them power, because it means that they are destroying what we're doing somehow. But they are not able to destroy what we're doing. That is why I call them e-frogs. You know why? Frogs can only jump from one place to the other. They jump from one place to the other, and they just make up their croaking noise. That's all they do. That's what frogs can do. They can't destroy my documents. They can't destroy my food. They can't destroy anything about me. They are just there, jumping from one place to the other, one platform to the other. Like this one that have come now, he's jumped into this platform and coming to tell me about human and freedom of speech. That's what they can do. They can't destroy what we're doing. They can't destroy Biafra from coming. They can't destroy anything. Don't give them a platform by calling them e-rats. Call them e-frogs, because rats can actually destroy things. Rats can destroy things. So we are determined this time, because that is why we are revealing the evil they have done. You can imagine how the Hausas brought them, because yes, let me not even say the Hausas were foolish. They were so nice that they accepted these people as early as 1400s. As early as 1400s. But yet they were foolish, because they saw that these people they accepted in their midst were killing people, were destroying people, were destroying nations. Yet, your Britishes, thank you for bringing the frogs here. They are e-frogs, honestly. They just jump from one platform to the other, just begin to make unnecessary comments. But the comments they make cannot spoil what we're doing. We're still moving forward. That is why they're called e-frogs, not e-rats. Rats, don't you know rats can destroy? Rats can even chop your leg when you're sleeping, and blood will be coming out. You won't know. You are giving them, a very good position by calling them e-rats. They are e-frogs. That's what they are. So now the Hausas were so nice. So now let me tell you something. The reason why Biafra has stayed this long and why we have so much betrayal within us is because we are too nice. The same way the Hausas are. They were so nice, but they never applied the part of wisdom. Because why did I say so? When they were being nice to the Fulanis when they came in as early as the 1400s, they never considered that aspect of the Fulanis that was destroying other nations to take over their land as early as the 1600s to the 1700s. The Torobe clan, which came into their system, were deceiving them, manipulating them, making them feel like, hey, we are nice. We're not like other people. We're not coming here to kill you. They were not able to utilize their wisdom. They were not sensible enough to analyze these people. How are they killing other people? And I think that they are going to come into my system and they are not going to think of killing me and taking over my land. If they could kill the people and take over the Futa Buntu, take over Futa Turo, and take over Futa Jalon, then it simply means that they can also take over my land, Gobir, which they now call Sokoto. They were not thinking along that line. The Hausas never thought about that line. They were only concerned about how nice they were. They were emotionally dispositioned, less of sensitivity or sensual approach to it. What do I mean? Anytime your emotion becomes the means of reasoning, you defeat the purpose of reasoning, because reasoning becomes faulted. What do I mean again? Whenever you want to carry out a fundamental issue of life, if you subject your reasoning to your emotion will override your reasoning and then help you to make or cause you to make a faulty decision that will destroy your expectation. So the Hausas made a very, very dangerous, or they took a very, very dangerous approach to dealing with the Fulanis. They saw what the Fulanis, they heard of what the Fulanis were doing to other nations. They still accepted them in because they were nice, emotion. They accepted them in because they were nice. That means the Hausas were nice. The Hausas were nice, so they accepted the Fulanis in because they were nice. So emotionally, they were allowing themselves to reason through their emotions, because they never considered the the detriments of their actions. They never considered the fact that even if we are nice, we should also be reasonable. Because in the realm of reasoning, we are going to put facts on ground. We subject our emotion to the facts on ground. And then our emotion tells us we are nice, yes. But for us to be nice, we must also consider the fact that these people we are going to be nice to are dangerous. They are killing other people. So if they decide to come into our land, it simply means that for coming into our land, they can also be as greedy as much as greedy, or think greedily to take our land. Because if they entered into another land and they were able to enter into those places and take over them, it simply means there was a technique they utilized to conquer those people, to take over them. They must have made those people comfortable with them before they were able to penetrate them and destroy them. Now they have come to our land. They are telling us how nice they are, how good they are, how they are not dangerous. This is a trap. So they didn't subject their emotion, their niceness, to their sense of reasoning. They permitted their sense of judgment to be overridden by their emotions. Before they knew it, somebody like Usman Fodio was born. Before they knew it, he grew up, and as early as the 20s, he started teaching and socializing. Before they grew, I'm going to read it out so you can understand what I'm saying here, so you don't say what I'm saying. He was just socializing with the people. He was just talking with the people and making the people feel good, as much as his ancestors have been doing to them 1400 years ago. At this time around, he was already born, 1754. He was already born, or 1757 when he was born. He was already born. And at the age of 20 something, he was already, he has already studied. His father has taught him, and he's now known the system. They were preparing him for the jihad because they have successfully applied takia, manipulating the people to believe in them. So the Hausa nation became very comfortable with them. That is the same problem we have. We are too nice that sometimes when we are supposed to take action very quickly on these saboteurs in our midst, on these people killing us in our midst, on these people who are on our land now telling us how nice they are, we are so much careless about it because we are so emotionally dispositioned. Our emotion, because of the way we love people, because of the way we accommodate people, we are spread all over the world. We like interacting with people. We are taking for granted these people in our midst. We allow them drive bikes, carry passengers in our communities. We allow them sell in our markets. We allow them live amongst us. We know their antecedents. We know that they are evil. We know what they have done to the Hausa generation. We know what they have done to the Hausa nation. We know how they defeated Gobir, and turned their name to Sokoto. We know how they have defeated some communities, even in Plateau, changing their names. We know all of these things happening in the zoo, yet we are treating them with kid gloves. The Hausas did the same thing. And then suddenly in 1803, they invaded the Hausas, using the same Hausas against themselves. How did they do that? They socialized. Now, let me read it to you so that you will understand that truly it was a social approach they used. Let me read it so that you will understand, so you don't think I'm just saying something from my mind. Now, born in Gobir, Usman was a descendant of the Torobe clan of urbanized ethnic Fulani people living in the Hausa kingdom since the 1400s. Go to Wikipedia, you'll see what I'm reading. I can't display it here because the network wouldn't allow it to display. It is traditionally believed that Usman was an Arab descendant of the commander Uqba ibn Nafi. In early life, Usman became well educated in Islamic studies, and soon he began to preach Sunni Islam throughout Nigeria and Cameroon. You get that? Remember that the Hausa kingdom they conquered has now been joined to other nations and called Nigeria. He conquered them in 1803. In 1914, that part he conquered became amalgamated with the southern part of that region, which is now put under that contraption, Nigeria. Usman Dan Fodio conquered the Hausas in 1803. He changed the name from Sokoto, from Gobert to Sokoto. Also, he attacked the Borno Empire and other empires. All these things were well known. The British knew that they conquered the Hausas. The British knew the antecedents. The British knew all of these details. Yet the British brought them to join with us to form Nigeria. And then the British now empowered them to take control, which means the British is directly and indirectly encouraging them to overrun us. Because the British know that time you find Fulanis anywhere, as time goes on, they would want to take over that place. The British know that. The British know that the Fulanis are people who are not satiable. They're insatiable, sorry. They cannot be satisfied. They are gluttons. They are greedy. And because they are lazy, they want to take what belongs to you and use it and be in control of it. The British knew that that is how they conquered the Hausas. The Hausas were so careless. They were so emotional. They were so accommodating, just like as we are. They know that we are very accommodating. We are very lovely people. So they know that the only way they can deal with us is to get these Fulanis override us, since they cannot override us in that light, because they have to go away as colonial masters. So what they did here is that they now brought everybody together, indirectly telling the Fulanis, you have conquered the Hausas, other people, so that you can have a jurisdiction, a control over them. So the British now amalgamated that kingdom that the Fulanis conquered, the Hausa kingdom, brought them to the Yorubas, brought them to the Igbos or the Biafrans, brought them to the Middle Belt, brought everybody together. They established the business name Nigeria. They instituted that name so that they can use it as a means of administrative business program or carrying out their business administration all through using the Fulanis as the managers of this business name. Now let me read on so that you will understand what I'm saying. Now he began to preach Sunni Islam throughout Nigeria and Cameroon. Now after they have constituted Nigeria, they gave it over to them. So he now started preaching this. This was before the amalgamation. Remember, he was already preaching these things even into Cameroon and other places, because he had already conquered the Hausa nation. So his intention is to expand to other regions. So he started preaching the same concept, the same idea, the same selling this narrative, of being caring, of being lovely, of being, thinking of God, this God narrative under the auspices of Islam. He started selling this in. He now wrote hundreds. Now listen to the books he wrote. He wrote more than 100 books concerning religion. Now listen. The books he wrote them concerning religion, government, culture, and society. So what he did here is this. Usman Fodio has read history. He has known from history that society is, the word social come out of the word society, because you are going to talk about the social behavior of a people around something to define them. So he knows that the offshoots of the materials or the ideas that actually affect society, that defines a society, comes from one, a religious system that have been programmed to manipulate them. Two, a religious system that projects a government to them through the concept of that religion that came out of their culture and their beliefs. So he first now, the Fulanis, for instance, the Fulanis have a culture. Let me explain it better so that people can understand, because it seems I'm speaking too much of grammar. I want to simplify it. Please help me. God help me. God help me to explain this very well. Now, when you talk about a people, you talk about their way of life, modus vivendi. Their way of life, modus vivendi. That's what it's called in Latin. Modus vivendi, way of life. So when you talk about Biafrans, they have a way of life. When you talk about the Hausas, they have a way of life. When you talk about the Fulanis, they have a way of life. So now, that way of life is what defines their culture. Because every culture they express gives you an information about their way of life. You can testify of that. Every culture that we express, both our masquerade, our traditions, and everything we do, our market days, explains our way of life, how we live. So which means that if you want to talk about people, or if you want to talk about culture, you're going to talk about the people who live a kind of life which represents or speaks of their cultural value, right? Now, Usman Dan Fodio understands this from history. He has read about, conquest. He has read about the Arab nations and the conquest, the Roman Empire, the Grecian Empire, the Medo-Persian Empire, the Babylonian Empire. He had read all this history from their Islamic, because they read history, their Islamic studies. They read history. They learn from history as a means of furthering their own selfishness. So now, since the people are defined by their culture, to express this culture, they need a social platform. So Usman Dan Fodio decided to write along that line, because culture is interpreted in the concept of traditions, and traditions form the basis of religious practice. So every religion you see is a product of a traditional way of life taken from the cultural values of a people. And that is what their government is constituted on, because their government is meant to execute the concept of their culture and the expression of their traditions through laws that make up their values, or through laws that constitute their religious beliefs. So now, based on this, now Usman Dan Fodio wrote books, hundreds of them, that touches on all of these aspects: religion, government, culture, and society. Because you can never ever do away with four of these, one of these, and one of them, and each of them go together. You must, when you talk about a system or a people, you must talk about these 4 points, cardinal points: religion, government, culture, and society. Because first, the people are the culture, or the people is the culture. The behavior of the people is the tradition that expresses the culture. Then the religion of the people is the details designed through the culture of the people in a traditional way to be expressed as a people of a society. So the social behavior of the people interprets this concept of culture, tradition, and through religious means. That is where you talk about their government. So Usman Dan Fodio knows that to conquer the people, he must come through the approach of selling the idea of their cultural values using religion, which was designed from their culture. Muhammad constituted the religion through his culture. So the Islamic religion was constituted by the culture of the Arab world, which is an extension of what Usman Dan Fodio knows, and he is actually utilizing, which he utilized. So now, because of that, he now began to penetrate the people and now started writing books. The people began to read these books. The books were indirectly selling the culture of the Fulanis to the people. The people began to become accustomed to the culture of the Fulanis. The Hausas were beginning to get overwhelmed. Before you know it, he now had so many followers. Let's read on so that you can know how he had so many followers, so that you can understand. Now, when he wrote those books, he developed a critique of existing African Muslim elites for what he saw as their greed, paganism, violation of standards of the Sharia. Now, you see, he used this book to make them think that their style of worship, or their style of Islamic religious approach and behavior was corrupted based on their paganism, based on their greed, and based on the things that were going wrong in the system as at that time. So he used this book to put in their mind that condemnation of their self. So he condemned them using his books after influencing them through the concept of religion. the book now started making them believe that, it seems they are getting it wrong. It seems it is Usman Dan Fodio and his style that is getting it right. We are getting it wrong. Usman Dan Fodio seemed to have the right concept, because he used takia in his book to manipulate the people to believe that their own system, sometimes you don't value what you have. That is the approach. That was the law. He used this as a means of making them not to value what they have. They were deceived to believe that what they have was wrong, was corrupted. Now let me read on. Usman formed and became an Islamic religious and social revolution. You see it? So through the means of Islamic religious tactics that he has designed, coined, using the Islamic system using the religious system of Islam, he now formed a social revolution. The people within, in their style, in their way of life, began to adopt his own ideas, his own concept of how they should live their lives, of how they should behave, of the things they should accept, just like what they are doing now with the concept of talking about cattle roots and all of that. What do they call it now? That law they are trying to give. What's that law now, please? Remind me. What's that concept they are trying to introduce? Introducing all of these things into the system. They send their people to impregnate the women. Social interaction. Then they talk about, what do we call it now? What's that law now they were trying to bring into the system? Talking about grazing roots and all of that, preserving Ruga. Thank you so much, Aubrey's Dishes. They bring it in. Social revolution. Allow these grazing roots through Ruga. Just allow it. We'll just live within you. We're not going to disturb you people. We're just going to have our own side where we will be training our cows. We're going to be living our lives, and we're going to continue. We're going to be worshiping in there. We will not be disturbing you people. We will not be disturbing you people. We will not disturb you people. We are just going to live within you. We'll just be there. It is not going to disturb you. We are just going to have our rulers within us. Those who are ours will be ruling us in that our place where we have the Ruga. It is not going to disturb you people. It's not going to disturb you people. Social revolution. That Ruga is another concept of their social approach to penetrate you. They establish them inside of you. These are the tactics they used against the Hausas. This is one of the tactics they used against the Hausas. Social revolution. Usman Dan Fodio formed and began an Islamic religious social revolution. That is it. Takia, lies and deceit. So they penetrate us in that regard. They bring that Ruga. Ruga will be inside of you. Every community, they say, okay, we're going to put the Ruga here. We want to train cows. What we are doing is for us to train our cows. Then our people will live there, training the cows, using the cows. Now remember, cows are sacred to them in their approach to conquest. Do you think that when they call them nomadics and marauders, people who go around with cattle, you think it's for nothing? It is for spiritual conquest, because as much as they come with cattle, much as they move with cattle, you believe to see them as normal people who are just doing their business, who are trying to feed their cattle. But it is a tool for conquest. They don't eat, yes, Mr. Dazan, I've even said it now, they don't eat cow meat. They don't eat the meat because it is a spiritual cynosure or a spiritual representation to their conquest. It's a tool being used as a means of conquering the people, because they know you love cows, because they know you eat cow meat, because they know you want to have cow meat, you want to eat it, so they poison it with their spiritual program through sex and other things to penetrate your mind, to affect your mental faculty, and then they use that thing as a means of raising roots, and then telling you that those roots should be kept going so that they can use them as access to you. Then they tell you that to preserve all of that, and so that now we cannot penetrate your farms and destroy your farms. Let's have a place where we can be training these things in your communities, and then we can be living in that place. We can establish our attribute and live in that place, get our schools in that place, do our things as we want to do it in that place. It's not going to disturb you. It's not going to have anything to do with you, but it is in your community. Then from there, the people can come once in a while to interact with you. Some of our people will be going into their places, into those Ruga ends and all of that. Just like our people like to go into Hausa community to drink brukutu and to take all of this stuff. You start interacting with them, you start socializing with them. Before you know it, they start toasting your women. Before you know it, they start sleeping with your women, impregnating your women. From that means they are penetrating you inside and inside and inside and inside, and you are thinking that nothing is happening. You are thinking that everything is normal. You are thinking it's just an interaction. They are just good people. They're just being nice to one another, but they are penetrating you. It is in the midst of that social interaction Usman Dan Fodio was born. They were interacting with them. They were interacting with the Hausas for 1400 years before they attacked them. 400 good years before they attacked them. They were get this right. They were interacting socially with the Fulanis. With the Hausas, deceiving them, using takia against them. Carrying their cattle everywhere, deceiving them, telling them we're just here to do business, we're just here to be with people. They were drinking brukutu with them, eating their food towards shinkafa, having sex with their women, interacting with their women. They will give their Fulani women, they will take their Fulani men, interacting. They were doing all of these things for 400 years. They were still doing these things. But on the 400th year, Usman Dan Fodio was born. He was the one who is going to change the narrative. In the midst of them, in that Gobert, in that place where they are telling the people that they are peace lovers, in that place that they came to live and they are telling the people that they are nice people, that was the place Usman Dan Fodio was born. And it was him that came and conquered that place. Even if he was born in that place, he came in there and conquered that place, and then he changed the name to Sokoto and established the caliphate, and he became the first caliph. Just like the Sultan of Sokoto now is. I don't know which caliph he is, but he's called the Sultan of Sokoto. An office so high that he wants the Fulanis everywhere to stop killing. He would have said one word and they will stop. But because it is part of their program, Obri's dishes, of course, you should know that to work shinkafa and all of these dishes because you are also a cook and you run a restaurant. So you run a restaurant, so you will know that to work shinkafa, the my yakwa and karikachi. Obri's dishes will know all of that because she's a restaurant person. So you know all of that. That is it. The houses were eating tuwo shinkafa with them, drinking burukutu with them, carrying their women and taking their stuff, making themselves high. They never knew that as they were doing all of that, Usman Dan Fodio was born. They were still interacting with them, interacting with Usman Dan Fodio as a boy. They were even cleaning his buttocks when he was a boy, bathing him, pouring in water. They were interacting. He was interacting with other children of the Hausa. They didn't know that he was going to be the one who's going to come kill them. They were just playing together. Oh, it's a social interaction. Let's interact. We are together. We are one. We are worshiping one God. The God we are worshiping is the same. Whether it's called Allah, whether it's called Chukwu, whether it's called Jesus, it is the same people we are worshiping. Oh, we are together. Oh, let's continue together. We are brothers. We cannot continue to kill ourselves. And Usman Dan Fodio was growing. He was growing. They were still saying the same narrative. They were still saying the same thing. Usman Dan Fodio was growing. He became 12 years old. They were still saying the same thing. He became 13 years old. They were still saying the same thing. He became 14. He became 15. He became 16. Until he got into his 20s. He has studied the Islamic rule. He has studied everything. He is now a man. The days for the Fulani kingdom to end were near and very close. But the Hausa kingdom, I said the days for the Hausa kingdom to be terminated was already near and close. They never knew it because they were blinded with the fact that they are so much carried away by their social activities and blinded by the fact that they are so emotional. Peace lovers, people who want things to happen. Oh, let's continue. Let's live as brothers. They were peace lovers and they never knew that it was very close for them to be defeated. Let me read on. The revolution, the social revolution he carried through that social means, which spread through Gobert, throughout Gobert, that social revolution, he was not killing anybody. He was using the Quran. He was using all of these things to talk to the people. Through this social revolution, he was communicating. He he was communicating. Social revolution. The people were beginning to like him. The people were loving him. Oh my God, oh God, these Fulanis are nice people. These are the people who are truly following Allah. These are the people who are truly following, worshiping God in spirit and in truth. They never knew that it was Takia. It was going to dawn on them when he was going to release the jihad. But this time around, it was a social revolution. It has not come to the point of jihad. I'm going to take it up from here. I'm going to tell you what happened next from here, next week, Tuesday. Because it's already 2 hours. Our time is fast spent. I'm going to take it up from here, from this point of social revolution, how it entered, how it got into the realm of jihad from the social revolution. It became a full-fledged killing, shedding blood, the blood of Hausas. I will tell you how it happened, and I will explain it in the details I'm explaining this way. Next week, Tuesday, on event history, 1 p.m. Biafra time. Every Tuesday, we have the event history. We look at people's circumstances of history, and we look at things that have happened in the past in history, and we use them as a means of talking to the people and teaching us so that we don't make the same mistakes that they have made. I'm going to tell you how the Hausa kingdom was now overrun through this social approach, and how that social approach became a jihad, an instrument of jihad by Takia. I'm going to tell you every Tuesday we're going to be here on event history. We're going to get into that realm and we're going to have that teaching. I want to thank you all for being part of this. Next week Tuesday, join me live here as we look at event history and the explanation and the details on how Hausa kingdom was destroyed by these same people who are in our midst today, the Torobe Fulani clans that are in our midst today, who conquered at Futajalon, Futabuntu, Futaturo, and have overrun all of this place, overrun the Hausa kingdom, now wanting to overrun us. Still using the same Takia instrument. I'm going to talk to us more on this next week Tuesday as we look at these things together. Thank you so much, every one of you, for being part of this. I appreciate you. Let me go to the message column. You know, I couldn't read the messages because of the, the teachings. I needed to actually speak and teach these things. And thank you, Aubrey's Dishes. You said at one time, let me read from that point where I stopped. Let me read from that point where I stopped, so that we can continue from that point. So I had from here, Aubrey's Dishes, I think the first thing I see, religion of peace. Yeah, that's what they say, that's what they call it. And then we have, let me see what reference here. Very soon, Fulani will go back. Yes, they will go. They have no choice. They'll have to. Let me see the next Schwab Arab. Yes, Schwab Arab. They say, okay, let's go down to the messages. Let me read again from Aubrey's Dishes. Why is he in this platform? Okay, you're talking to that man that was actually coming here to constitute nuisance. You cannot tell the people who are killing our people, to stop. Rather, he's talking about telling me to stop. He hating them and talking about them. You cannot go and tell them to stop. So let me remove all of these details. Let me remove. Why am I working on this stuff? Don't him, Kelechi. It will soon happen to him. Of course, it will happen to him. It will happen to everyone who actually is. Aubrey's Dishes says that. And let me look at a message from Princess E. We hate what they do. Killing, kidnap, terrorism. Check Lord Regard 1902 report. Yes, that's what we hate. We hate what they're doing. We don't hate those ones who are nice, who cannot speak, whose voices are buried, but we hate what they're doing. Yes, Emmanuel, you said I block him. I told you we have to just allow him to be here so that they can learn too. Because who knows how we can save them and let them to learn. Onyenze, Shiemere, I personally hate them with passion. Yes, so in fact we hate what they do. We hate it very, very much. Obviously, this is the Fulani blood we're crying. Yes, so that's what happens. That's the blood in them that actually causes all this devastation and killings. Please. Okay, you were talking to. Okay, Jogo is talking to him. What are you in this platform? Please leave Biafra. They will not leave us easy. They will not leave us because they know how important we are. So just leave them. Please block this idiot. Okenwa says, okay? We just want them to learn, to also learn. You know, share. Biafra must come. He says, share, please share according to what you have heard from Biafra must come. Please share this, and share this. Block that animal, Emmanuel Obino. Emmanuel, let's just allow them, to continue where they are in their thinking, so they will keep learning from us. So who knows whether we can save their soul? Well done, Kelechi. Thank you so much, Eze. Thank you so much. Well done, Kelechi. Thank you, Eze, for that. Muna. So we should not hate those killing us. Abi, ask them, you are coming to kill us, and you say we should be smiling with you. We are determined this time around. We have said it. This November, they will be to see us in a different light. Evermat says, God bless you, my brother. Thank you so much. God bless you too. I'm delighted. And Afre Emmanuel says, good day, Mr. Kelechi. Thank you so much, Afre. You're always here, and you're always here when it's anytime you come in, as others too are always here. Edith Ogier says, Bukad, if they are not perfect, please go and listen to Governor of Benue State speech yesterday. You have to go and listen so that from there he too also can tell them to stop killing. He's coming to tell me something else here when he has not told the people who are killing to stop killing. Which is more important, telling me to stop hating than telling the people to stop killing? If they stop killing, I'll stop hating. It's as simple as that. That's how to solve it. So go tell them to stop killing. Go tell them to go back to their land. Then you would have solved the problem, because I won't hate them anymore. Holy Ghost fire, locate all evil Fulanis that are killing our people. Fire, locate and destroy them. Yes, and we are going to unleash that fire on them. We are unleashing that fire on them. Before the end of this year, just like Professor Akintoye have said, and Sunday Bowo have said, and the other professor too have said, that elder have said, this year is this year. As we keep counting, but we know that we are going to solve it this year, even as much as we keep counting time. Obvious dishes, you're laughing, yes, e-frogs, yes, we call them e-frogs. That's what they are. They are e-frogs. Thank you so much for understanding that. Let me go. I don't know why I'm bringing this guy's message up. I mistakenly clicked it. So, Everma says, is freedom of speech in the zoo? Okay, you're asking if there's freedom of speech in the zoo. There's not freedom of speech. You cannot go tell the zoo to give freedom of speech. It's coming here to tell us what to do. I don't like them, and I will never like them. They behave like animals. They behave less than animals, because animals, we know animals kill to eat and all of that. We know we can predict animals. We can tell what a snake can do. We can tell what a lion can do. We can tell what this can do and that. But these ones, they are less than animals. Because animals don't go in rampage and killing like that. No, animals don't do that. This is not freedom of speech. You have missed it. Tell your Fulani killers to leave Biafra alone. Yes, so let's go and tell these Fulani killers to leave Biafra alone. And we have somebody speaking from here now. All Mauritanians are Fulanis. John Maida is laughing here. So let me bring Emmanuel Obino here also. Emmanuel Obino, all of you Mauritanian Fulanis. Mauritania are basically Fulanis anyways. So maybe he doesn't know that he has Fulani blood too. He should go and check his blood so he will know. Emmanuel Obino, it is the Fulani that came from Mauritania. All are the ones that are killing people in Nigeria. That's it. They're the ones who are killing mercilessly, without any reason, killing. If not that Biafra are wise, our land will no longer belong to us. But thank God for giving us MSCMNK and you guys. Thank you so much, Onyenze Chemere. Thank you so much for that comment. Thank God for everything. Thank God for everything. Joel Ogard says, God bless you, Mazi. Good afternoon from Italy. Thank you so much, Joel Ogard. Thank you all the way from Italy. Thank you. Today, Hausas are gone. Only their language. That's it. That's what they want us to accept. They think we're fools. Good afternoon, Mazi. Wachuku Wakego. Okay, Wachuku Wakego. Thank you so much, Wachuku Wakego, for being part of this. And good afternoon from here too. Bye. Okay, Wapa. Mitchell. Right on, Wachineke. And may Chukwokike bless you real good. Thank you so much. I say to your prayers. We're rounding off. We're just reading the messages so that we can have this all-inclusiveness. Even Lord Lugard 1902 report says it's all about Fulani's Prince E. Yes. Let them go and look at that report and know what is happening. Obri's dishes is true. That's it. It's true. Factual. He even brought Islamic teachings to the Hausas. Yes, Obri's dishes. He brought it in a different light. He brought it in a different way, added groove to it to make it look different, you know, so that the people will accept him and accept his ways. Fulani are the most wicked, demonic, illiterate tribe on earth, and no nation can live around them without having problem. That's called the beast of no nation. Yes, so that's what they are. Mwachiku, Mwakego, thank you so much for that submission. They are very wicked people, and beasts, less than beasts. You know, keep on going around along with them until they conquer you. Mark it someday. Gloria Matthias, thank you for telling him that. He needs to hear that. You know, he needs to hear that. Well explained. The connection of culture, society, religion, and government. They are together. You can't differentiate. You can't remove one from the other. They are always together. Obrey's dishes, that's when they started talking about corruption. Yes, they started telling the Hausa people about corruption, that the way they are worshiping, even their paganism, their way is paganism and it's corruption. It's not very much as according to Islam. You know, they started manipulating the people, making them see less of themselves and more of them. You know, and Ruga, what is Obrey's dish say? Yes, you have said that. I read it. And we said here, remove Water Pro Max. Yes, Water Pro Max is the code Ruga. Yes, that's what it is. Once we mentioned the Ruga thing, about the Ruga thing, and then we went further to actually using Fulanis to infiltrate us. That's what they're doing, using Fulanis to infiltrate. Yes, that's what they're doing. Is the tactics. Is the takia we're talking about. Takia, all lies and deceit. This is Messiah, and thank you for that. Hausa or Usman used to use the fake Islam to deceive the Hausas and ate deep inside them and turn them against their leaders. Usman and Fodio used them to turn them against each other. Now all we have is Fulanis. Very, very horrible. And yet they allow all of this to continue. They allow all of this to continue, and they think that we are foolish. We are going to allow that to happen in our time. You don't eat cows. Yes, we don't eat cows. Thank you, Mr. Bezan. We don't eat cows. And yet they want us to eat the cows as they use them to penetrate us. They use the cows to give us to eat, then they kill us using the cows also. That's what they do. Takia everywhere. All Fulanis. I'm Fulani. We eat cow meat. So we eat cow meat. Well, I don't know for that. You are saying that. Gloria Matthias. You are talking to that guy, Markine, okay? You see that how they started with the Hausa of the North Nigeria. Today they have conquered them. You know what we are saying, okay? You are talking to Markine, okay? We know what you are saying, of course. Definitely, we know what you are saying because we know that they are actually wicked people. All hail Biafra. Thank you so much. God save Elukosi Chinedu. Thank you so much. Elukosi Chinedu. Thank you so much. Two old Shinkafa. Yes, Obrey's dishes. They cook in the house. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for Obrey's dishes. All hail Biafra according to Uchenna. She Kezie. Yes, so all must hail Biafra. You know, Obrey's dishes. I lived in the north for 6 years, both college and uni in the Angola state. That's 8 years ago. Wow. So you live there and you know that what we are saying is correct about them. You're correct, my brother. Princess E says. Thank you so much, Princess E. Then we have Obrey's dishes. Very interesting. Yes, very, very interesting. I'm going to be rounding up soon, so I'm just reading the messages so that I can identify with what you're doing. He's saying I'm not going to read that one. Whatever he said, whatever he says is his business. Which book can bless you and keep you and yours. Thank you so much, Obrey's dishes. Thanks for sharing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Princess E. Thank you for the time. You're thanking me. Thank you so much too, Princess E. Thank you. Thanking me. Thank you so much. I am grateful. Thanks for your time, brother. Have a lovely day. You too. Thank you so much, everyone. Also, John said, bro, Kelechi, when you can make a program on how the Bible came about. We have been talking about the Bible every Sunday. We are looking at the scripture. Have you forgotten that every Sunday we're looking at the scripture? So the Sunday is dedicated. Sunday is the day for Back to Base program. We're looking at the scripture. And we are looking at how the Bible, we're going to be looking at this, how the Bible began, how the beginning began and everything. So we're doing it. One, thank you so much for that message. Let me say good afternoon, Biafrans. One Biafra, thank you for that, for coming on. Also, thank you so much. John Almeida, an African-American migrant in Ghana, said that we are the ones in the Bible, but did we write it? If yes, I will be the most fulfilled person on earth. She also mentioned God connected to us, as you agree. Yes, we know that God, of course, is where we come from. He's our source. So we all know that we are part of the scripture. We are written in scripture. As much as you can write about Israel, you can't talk. You can't say we're not part of it. We're part of Israel until we left. God left. Until Eri, the son of God, left and came here and developed the Igbo nation, which became Biafra. So along with the people who came with him. So we are part of it. And Sam Channel, brother, you are doing well. All we know is no election in Biafra come 2023. Thank you. Yes, no election in Biafra land come 2023. Thank you so much to Jogwe for your time and for your call too. Thanks to those people who have been. This we should try also to call in. If you have an idea, you call in and speak. If you cannot call in, you type the words here and we can have it. Some channel Fulani is going down very soon. They are going down, and that's our determination. That's what we have decided to do. Thank you all. Thank you, Mazi, Raf, Ajere, Chiamaka, for joining in today's program. And I look forward to having you some other time whenever you are chance. Whenever you are chance, please, I would love to have you too at all times, so that we can relate and communicate and discuss together and rub minds and look at things that concerns us. You are a great general and you are a great comrade in the mandate of Biafra freedom, and the passion you have shown and be showing all these years and all this time is so great and awesome to behold. Thank you so much, Mazic Ajere. Thank you. Thank you all Biafrans who have been watching, who have been here staying with me for over 2 hours. 2 hours, 26 minutes already counting. Thank you all. I want to thank you all for being part of this. I want to thank every one of you who have commented. Every one of you have said something. Every one of you are part of this. I want to appreciate you all and say that you can bless you all. And as we say, no going back, no going back, no election in Biafra land. We keep doing this every Tuesday. Oh, thank you so much, Mazi Raf. We'll be here together every Tuesday. We'll talk about our past, our history, looking at facts and figures, and looking at statistics and looking at things together. Thank you so much. Mazi Raf has confirmed that he's going to be with us every Tuesday, also on this channel. Every Tuesday, as much as he has the time, he's going to be here quickly and do what he has to do. So we're going to be having him every Tuesday here with us, and also throwing light on matters that concerns us. As much as we are concerned, we're going to be looking at these things together. And we want to thank every one of you who have been part of this. Next week, Tuesday, again, we're going to continue the analysis from this point. Remember, we're going to be talking about how they now utilize this social revolution and plunge it into jihad. How they converted social revolution into jihad. We're going to talk about it next week, Tuesday. And Mazi Raf will be here to get with us to talk about it too. He said, fixed. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, comrade. It is fixed. He's going to be here next week, Tuesday. And we're going to be talking about how they converted social revolution into jihad. How they did this, how it went. So it's going to be massive, It's going to be massive. It's going to be massive. Well done watching again. Thank you so much, Mazi Raf. Thank you so much. We are doing great, and we are going to continue to do great on behalf of Biafrans. We are all here for you. Biafrans, thank you. I love you all from here, and also from Mazi. We love you. And from from the Dragon, from the members of the Autopilot Media, from the members of the Autopilot all over the nations of the world, and to all of us of freedom all out there, we are saying thank you so much for joining, for watching, for being part of this, and for making sure that you are staying steadfast. And please remember, from this month, we're going to be having it in a different light. It's going to be another level. It's going to be another level. We are going to be taking it to another level. Watch out this evening for a State of the Nation broadcast from the Dragon himself, Mazi Samanekba. This evening, a State of the Nation broadcast regarding the killings in Izombe and other things that you will hear from him this night, because we have said it. We are not joking this time around, and we have not been joking, and we will not ever joke. And this time we are telling them that we are coming for them. So all those killings that they're doing, we are revenging. We are going to get back to them. They will hear from us. So join this evening by 8 p.m. Biafra will do our time to hear the updates of this information that's going to come from the Dragon, the spokesperson of Biafra, Mazi Samanekba. We're going to be hearing this. And also remember, our Oduduwa brothers, we are together. We're working together now. Firmly now, it has been established that we are together. It has been established that we are together, and we're going to continue to work together. Thank you all. I love you all. Thank you, everyone that has contributed in this typing of messages, watching, and all of that, all over the nations of the world. We thank you. See you tomorrow, 1 p.m. Biafra time, as we look at Tide of Affairs. This time around, we're going to be looking at local issues of the current side of affairs. Simply means current affairs. Anyways, we look at things that are happening now and discuss about issues that are happening now. Today, we discuss about issues of the history. Tomorrow, we're going to be discussing about issues happening now. So we're going to analyze those things very well and talk about the things that are going to be happening. Join Tide of Affairs tomorrow, 1 p.m. Biafra time on this channel, Biafra Global Network. Join us as we look at current affairs, issues that concerns you and I, happening all over the nations of the world, and as it concerns Biafra. Join us tomorrow, 1 p.m. Biafra time, and please like this video, like the video, please like as you watch, please like it, and then also subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed, and then also you can also share the video on all your social media platforms. Let other people learn. Remember, I told you that if you send an information that helps to change somebody's mind for the better, and that helps to teach somebody something, you have done the best thing you can do for them. It's not only when you give out money. When you give out information that will change somebody's life, you have actually helped them. Call your friends and neighbors and well-wishers and people on your social media platforms, WhatsApp, Telegram, everywhere. Share it and tell them, please watch this, so that you can help them gain knowledge, help them change their mind, and help them learn new things. When you do that for them, you have given them so much that will help them in life. That is how it is when it comes to information passing. Thank you so much, all. We love you all. I thank Biafra's spokesperson for the great work he's doing. We love him so much. All Biafrans love you. And I thank you all, wherever you are, for being part of this. And thank you so much. Thank you so much. Aubrey's dishes, remember to prepare my dish, and send them straight to me. Thank you so much. I love you all. Until tomorrow. God bless you real good. And stay blessed. And stay lifted and stay safe. Watch your back and make sure that you don't allow these people on you and override you. Thank you all. God bless you.